I'm afraid that's
Hayden,
not.
if it makes you feel any better, I too am afraid of riding animals.
Yeah, he had never ridden a horse until he started dating me, and I put him on one.
I'd ridden a camel before, but I was scared of that too. Yeah.
Camels scare me more than horses, for sure.
They spit on you.
You know
They
what's
can
worse,
make
though? Ostriches.
Oh my god. Yeah, when I went to that zoo a couple weeks ago and I showed y'all the picture of that ostrich, I literally like shat myself when that thing came up and stuck his head in the truck. I was like,
that exact thing happened to me, but it like dive bombed my lap, and I didn't know what else to do, so I started rolling up the window of the truck, and I rolled up the poor little ostrich's head, and it was just screaming at me with the bag of food in its mouth, and I was crying, and everybody else in the car was laughing. It's a very traumatic experience, as you can tell.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, I couldn't get my window rolled up fast enough, and it was just in the truck, and I just like literally froze. I was like, make no sudden movements, it'll leave. I just didn't move or breathe until it pulled its head out of the truck.
I also got chased down a boardwalk by a pelican crying, but birds just don't like me.
Because all birds are nice.
They are!
I've always wanted a parrot, like an African gray parrot.
I bet it's an asshole though. Like, it's a bird. It's got wings and feathers.
Even domesticated like parrots.
I came to the conclusion that I shouldn't have a bird that can learn to talk, because if it lives around me, it's gonna say some super foul things, and it'll just start repeating that stuff in front of other people.
That's the fucking truth.
That's true. I didn't mean, no pun intended, but a good pun indeed.
Is that enough banter for the opening? Did we do good?
We haven't talked about bodily functions yet, so.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Dice. My name is Matt, and I'm the Dungeon Master here. How's everyone doing tonight?
Amazing.
Good.
Traumatized by ostriches.
Why is my screen smaller than everybody else's screen?
Don't know.
Traumatized by Ostriches is my new band.
So, guys, we are playing on a different night for once. It's kind of weird. Feels weird.
Our new normal night.
Is that what it's gonna be? Are we making the official announcement?
I think so.
Okay. I mean, does that fly with everybody? Well, we're just gonna make this decision while we're live.
No, we discussed it before you were available. Before you were in here.
Pre-bird
Oh,
conversation.
so you discussed it before the most important person for the equation got here.
Well, the phrase
I was here.
The phrase that I used was well,
let's go with
and Matt can't stop us.
Let's go with equally important person. Come on, Matt.
Well,
where would we all be without? I'm not gonna say the name. Just leave it.
We'd all be sad and lonely.
Those of you that are new to the channel, welcome.
If we lost them amongst the 6 people here, if we lost them, it'd be a serious loss.
Yeah, for sure.
Just leave it.
So, as I was saying, those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. This is our normally Tuesday/Thursday night campaign known as the Castaways. Now we are going to be officially apparently moving to Thursday.
Wednesday.
Sorry, Wednesday, whatever. It feels like a Thursday to me, okay? Whatever.
It does feel like a Thursday.
We are officially moving to Thursday nights so we can keep a dedicated night for you guys to come see these 5 individuals. Because you can see me basically any night of the week.
Wednesday.
That's what I said, isn't it?
No, you said Thursday again.
Did I say Thursday again? Wednesday. Okay. Whatever. They get the gist by now. It's been a long day.
I don't know. It's pretty confusing. I don't think they do.
But let's go ahead and get into night session while Hex is away.
God, look at this. Look at him go.
So
much thigh.
He puts those on just for you guys.
Awesome.
Last we gathered, we watched as the 5 individuals known as the Castaways continued their journey through the rolling wildlands, venturing over the rolling hills and the lush green seas that are the Isles of Yildenheim here. They found themselves crossing through various different pockets, craters, or holes in the land where they came across a somewhat familiar yet strange large statue. Investigating it, they couldn't discern where it came from or who it was depicting, but they could tell that the architecture, the craftsmanship that went into this large piece of stonework was beautiful. Continuing their investigation, looking for other craters and various things, they came across a house, a building of some sorts that seemed to have fallen from the sky. Investigating it and digging what they could out of the ground, they found a small vanity. A bit shattered, but still somewhat intact, they found a drawer. Within, they found perfume and other various things that probably were once in here, but now shattered, probably most likely due to the impact. Continuing their journey towards the Iklovar Grove, they eventually entered. And as they entered, Kidai, you sat down to talk with the plants, and they explained to you that something was infecting the forest. Something was causing them to decay, that was siphoning their life away. Kothar, as you were looking around as Kidai spoke to them, you caught sight of a blue wisp, something floating through the skies, through the forest. As you guys tracked it down, you came into a large opening, where you all saw a large satyr, dark gray skin, lined with this almost purplish fur and large red glowing eyes and red horns with this very grinny, toothy smile. He greeted all of you, directing all of his attention directly at Kidai, thanking her for coming, almost knowingly that she would show up, explaining to her that he was not done with her, that she still yet had not partaken enough of his forbidden fruit. As you guys chased him through some sort of mystical archway, you found yourself in another realm, another plane. You guys find yourselves in the Feywild. The beautiful-esque, picturesque view all around you almost stunned you for a second. But it didn't last long until that satyr reappeared before all of you. He gave you some ominous quote about some sort of prophecy coming to an end. And then you guys all gave chase as he split into 4 different satyrs, as the nightmare began to overtake most of you. Kidai being the only one that was able to shake off and see through the guise. Talking all of your friends out of their nightmares and explaining to them that what they saw and what they heard wasn't real, you all gave chase, eventually catching the satyr in a large open field, where you watched as he summoned one of the larger version of these small red plants that you had seen, as it grew into a slithering, almost beastly-like creature. The satyr trotted off further and deeper into the forest as he left you to deal with this massive beast and the woodland warriors that he had raised. We now find all of you, having recently defeated them, here still within the Crimson Forest of the Feywild. What are you doing?
Didn't we leave off on saying we were gonna loot things?
Looting the body, for sure.
Sounds about right.
Okay. Whoever's looking around for or through everything, make an investigation check for me and tell me if you're trying to harvest anything, because that is your guys' MO.
Am I the only one that's looking pretty rough?
How about half?
Not great. I'm less than half apparently. I just realized that.
Oh shoot.
I'm cool though. Don't waste. Heal yourself.
No, the Twitch thing said that you were at full. That's why I asked. So,
No,
okay.
that's because I was running on the temp HP that we had been given, and then I deducted from the temp HP accidentally.
Oh, got it.
I'm at 17.
I'm fine, but if
My investigation check was a 10, by the way.
You don't find anything useful throughout these bodies.
Okay.
Not unless you're trying to harvest something out of them.
if you all would like to take a moment, I know Kidai's pretty banged up.
I'd appreciate it.
I wouldn't mind.
Fine with me. Damn,
Although,
I can't recall if I did climb a tree, which is my MO. But I would like to, if I can, kind of suss out where this satyr went. Climb a nearby tree and see if I can see anything.
Sure,
know
make a
it's the
perception
Feywild,
check for
but-
me.
Yep. 15.
You climb one of the nearby, a bit taller trees and get a bit of a vantage point looking out across the large, picturesque forest here. Staring down the way towards where that large tree with the crimson leaves of the canopy above kind of sits, you can see large, almost red-like roots growing out of the ground and through the forest, and everywhere they grow, the plant life and everything around it has begun to wither and decay, almost as if the roots are absorbing all of the mystical energies of the Feywild around for this much larger tree. Looking around, you can see these dancing red wisps that you now know are almost agents of this satyr. They're varying in size and nature, but all of them seem as if they're in the direction of that large tree, down the path you guys almost have laid out before you that he led you down. One thing that you do notice while you're looking around and while you guys have been here, because you've been here maybe about an hour, a little longer since you passed through that archway, doesn't feel like the time of day is changing at all. It seems like the time of day in this area of the Feywild is perpetually set at dusk, at sunset.
Would I know any reason why, or is it just like that?
Roll a nature check for me. Actually, roll an intelligence check for me.
Ooh. 21.
21. Damn.
It was a 19.
You would know that just through rumors and the general sense or feeling you get while you're here, there are parts of the Feywild where the time of year, the time of day, the whole atmosphere never really changes. There are parts that are never-ending winters, parts that are never-ending beautiful summers, parts that are never-ending rain. It seems like you guys are in a section of the Feywild that is just perpetually an autumn sunset.
I would share what I know with the group, obviously, but
well, it should be easy to fall asleep, but maybe hard to wake up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I don't feel super comfortable staying here forever.
True. We're not far from the portal. We have, I think, business to attend here. This fellow is still alive, but do we need to stay here to sleep? Or could we return and then rest and return again?
do you think we're safe enough here to sleep?
I don't really know what this place is, but Kothar says he's uncomfortable. So
Are we discussing sleeping now, or?
not specifically, I mean, in general, like, I suppose. A bit of a rest to recover, of course, will do us also good, but I think if we're going to pursue further, we have to make that decision.
And I think you mentioned this, but I get the sense that time works differently here. Yes?
Correct. Genera actually shared some information with all of you
okay.
that not only time, but your perception of the world can, if you spend too much time here, can become warped. He mentioned that there are people who spend too much time in the Feywild, and as they leave, their minds either bear no memory of them being in the Feywild, or they've just completely gone mad.
When was that shared? Did you share with, or so Genera shared that with us?
Yeah, he
so
shared that with all of you, and he also shared that time here. He mentioned you could spend years here, and maybe hours would only pass in the real world.
Does it work both ways potentially? Could it like, is it random or?
Hard to tell.
I know I, for one, will still be in bad shape even if we get some rest. That blade, it takes a lot from me to use, and I fear that I'll be no better off after.
I can certainly try to heal us if we want to move on.
I don't mean to say that we don't all need to rest. I need to rest certainly, but I might use some healing as well if it's an option.
Yeah, of course.
I can spare it. Why don't you save your strength, Kita? I feel like you'll need it.
I mean,
Okay.
if you'd like to spare all magic, I think I still have some bandages and salves I could probably use.
Why don't
I'd
you
be
do
most
that and
appreciative.
whatever's left after? Are you guys wanting to rest for a while? I don't need anything, so I'll keep eyes.
I can keep eyes too. I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
12 to you.
Ah, Angel.
Damn.
It's 4 plus whatever our level is plus a d6. So it scales immaculately as we level up.
That's awesome.
Can I get
really
some of
good.
that? Or
That's what got you conscious, and I can only do it once per short rest. So at the other end of a short rest, I can do it.
okay, I'll heal my darn self.
I think we're taking a short rest though.
I think that
Yeah.
was the plan. And I remember I can heal too. You don't have to drain your.
No, I
I
We
got
could
things
do a
I
little-
can do besides spells and wild shapes. So I got a bow.
1 second.
take advantage of this.
I've learned better than to click the short rest button before Matt tells me I'm allowed to.
Yeah, I rolled the hit dice that I would get from it, and I have not added it or clicked short rest yet.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are sitting down for a short rest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna climb back up to the perch, and these red wisps. Do they seem as easily handled as the ones that were before?
Make
So
an
I
insight
recall-
check.
Yeah. Okay. Probably not bad. I'm a wise dude. Insight 17.
There are ones of varying size and varying nature, but you don't really see much about them that tells you, like, besides their size, like, that one's better, or I mean, that one's worse, that one's easier to kill.
Right.
Hard to discern, but there are some that are a bit larger. Could just be a variance in whatever nightmare they're showing to whoever's afflicted by them, or whatever they're doing, but hard to tell.
I think as my friends are bandaging, I just want to find one of the smallest ones if it's within 150 feet or 600 feet of me, depending.
Yeah.
And I'll just take a shot at one of the smaller ones.
Sure, go ahead and roll to hit.
It's 29.
God damn.
I guess
As
I have 2
you're-
arrows, so I'll knock 2 arrows and loose them.
Okay, go for it.
And the other one's a 13.
13. They'll both hit. As you knock both your arrows and you pull back on the umber bow, and those arrows of those pitch black dark energy appear, and you fire them, they just and the wisp just dissipates, and you see as like almost this red like glitter or pollen just floats through the air before dissipating.
Cool. I'll spend a little bit of time in short rest to just add loose arrows at the other ones that look like they're little brothers and sisters.
If you're shooting arrows at the wisp, you will not be able to take at least get a short rest.
I do not require any such thing.
Okay, I just
So I will
wanted to
I
clarify.
will keep an eye out for wisps or anything else, and I will take care of some of the smaller wisps that I feel confident is worth engaging. I don't want
Sure.
to drag anything over.
Everybody but Kidai, as you guys are kind of sitting down, take your short rest. Make that wisdom saving throw for me again.
Shit.
Oof.
Forgot about this. Oh. Maybe I'm not taking care of Wiz for too long.
Garbaggio.
17.
10.
4, 5.
None of you save.
None
Not
of
even a
us are good.
17?
You
Okay, good night, everybody.
You barely missed it, Zamira.
Damn, boy.
As you all sit down and begin to try to rest, now that Genera's song has long since passed and he has gotten too far away to further provide you guys aid, and as you sit down to rest, and for a second you almost forget about the song, but again, the nightmare begins to creep into the four of your minds. Kidai, you as well hear it, but you're in tune to it by this point, and it no longer affects you. You know the deception for what it is. But for the rest of you, familiar sounds. Akare, hear the sounds of your adopted parents calling out from the distance, screaming. Kothar, you can hear the whispers in your ear of your shipmates blaming you, asking you why you never helped. Zamira, you can hear yet again the running of loud footsteps and the crying of a baby. And not Kothar, Bane, as you look off in the distance, you can see yet again your father motioning for you to come and follow.
Since I can detect it, can I tell that it's a magical effect?
Yes.
Can I try to dispel magic?
You have to tell me what you're trying to dispel, because it's kind of all around. It's not really something you can target.
I guess that was my question. Like,
Okay. It's more like something that affects this whole area, and dispel magic is unfortunately not wide enough to really...
right, because I can't see what they're seeing.
If you'd like, I'm going to make you roll for it, but you can try and dispel it on the area in which your friends sit, but Akari is not with them, so it will only get 3 of them.
Okay. Ooh, ouchie, that's an 8.
So you go ahead and you tap into your druidic powers once again, and you can hear a laugh in your mind. You think my own power is going to get rid of my nightmare? Foolish little girl.
Matt, are we, as part of this, are we, like, compelled to follow them into the woods, or do we just see them?
You are not compelled. This is by no means a status effect. In D&D terms, it is simply... let's see, how do I put this into terms? It is a narrative effect, and for you guys to react how you think your character would.
Knowing it's an illusion at this point, I will just sit tense and just stare at the illusion. And I will, while the image is fresh, I will open up the book of remembrance, and I will tap down a picture of my father beckoning from the forest.
For the 4 of you, about an hour goes by, and Kidai, you do get your short rest. For the rest of you, it will take you another 30 minutes to an hour possibly to get that short rest done. But if you guys would like to continue, you can. It's just it's going to take you longer because you're so distracted and so afflicted by these sounds and these images.
That's fine.
I'd imagine
I
the
need
2
it.
of you almost need it, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm a guy who has 2 attacks per turn.
Akari's gonna head a couple trees over and from the top down get a good look at Anoa and Drash.
Akari, as you walk over and they stare up at you and you can hear them calling out for help, you, looking over their bodies, you can see a familiar sight as almost a flash in your mind of a massive creature appears, one in which you know all too well. And then all of a sudden your parents are sitting there statues asking why you weren't there. You just hear the whispers coming from them.
I'll make my way back to my friends.
Make my way.
But eventually, that hour does come to an end, and the other three of you get your short rests.
So, what do we do? We follow?
We kill that piece of shit.
Well, we're just at the clearing. We're not at the big tree yet, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Big tree.
Oh, we didn't make it to the big tree.
You guys have not made it to where the big tree and where like the roots grow. You guys are still within the section of the forest that is lively and beautiful here, but off in the distance you can see, and I assume Makari would at least share what he saw, those large roots kind of growing out of the ground, almost draining the life force of everything around them.
Then I suppose I'm here for it, I suppose.
How is Fane looking post short rest?
53 out of 72.
Okay.
I'd take one if you had it.
Yeah. It's gonna be a
Yeah, I know that
because I don't want to waste my.
we
first.
may have a long journey ahead of us, but is there any magic you know that could restore the plant life that was lost here?
Potentially, I could. I don't know if I can do it today. I think, unfortunately, speaking with the plants took that from me for today. But assuming we come back through here, that's my intention.
I think that would be good.
Both Arkita, each of you roll perception checks for me.
You heal 15, Fane.
I was going to use my little kit again, but sure.
Oh, too late.
24.
I forgot you can do it again after.
16.
The two of you, as you're kind of sitting around with your friends, bandaging what wounds you can, healing what you can, and preparing to continue on your journey. The two of you out of the corner of your eyes, looking down further, but not in the exact direction that the satyr was leading you, a little to the right and deeper, maybe a little closer to the cliffside. Catch sight of that blue wisp, the one that led you, similar at least to what you assume to be the same one, to the archway, kind of dancing its way through the fields and further and deeper into the forest.
I would certainly point it out. I think that's the way we need to go right now.
I mean, that feels right to me.
I'm gonna follow it.
Before we go, is anyone else not feeling tip-top?
Back at full.
Does anyone just not look good?
I look great, dude.
Well, I know. I mean, you always do. That's fine.
I'm pretty okay now.
DM retroactively because I don't want to take up our travel time here.
We'll be fine.
So I've been thinking about doing it. I want to go near one of these vines if I can, if there's a. And I'll pull out the Locks of Lightheart and just set it on the ground to it. About a good 2 inches, 3 inches away.
Okay. Nothing happens.
All right, I'll scoop it up. Just a test.
As the five of you continue your journey, Everyone following the blue wisp, I assume.
Yes.
You guys, what's your travel pace?
Normal?
Normal-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we do sneaky?
Up to
Like
you.
No.
a somber normal.
I mean, could do sneaky. You could pass without a trace for an hour. I don't know how long our distance is, though.
I mean, we might out of game. That's a if you guys
We're
are
in the
planning too many
Feywild.
spell slots.
Yeah, that's part of my thoughts was I could do it, but I've been kind of holding out for if we're in a real stealthy
Mm-hmm.
rather.
No, I
than just-
think at least normal pace. Maybe
Yeah,
limit the amount of time we're here.
I think we're all healed back up, normal pace.
Okay. It's easy enough for you guys to do. And as you guys follow this wisp kind of down through the path, and you look as the path kind of veers off to the left towards the large crimson tree. The way the satyr led you, but the wisp continues on, kind of bobbing and weaving in and out of the trees off the beaten path, more into a untraveled path. As you guys begin climbing through, you're climbing through the brush and the overgrowth, and it's a little hard for some of you that are not used to this to kind of climb through, especially for someone as large as you, Kothar. But you brute force your way through, and you guys eventually come to what appears to be a small cobblestone path that's looks to have been well maintained throughout the years. As this wisp dances his way down through this path, you eventually come to a large, almost as the road begins to bend upwards over a cliffside. And you come to a large cliffside kind of overlooking the valley below. And as you peer out over the valley, kind of overlooking where this large crimson tree is growing, you can see pockets of those red pods, those same creatures, what you assume to be spawn, those same types of creatures that you just fought, all over the massive roots that are growing throughout this land. Some a little bit larger, maybe looking like they're about to burst, and of similar nature to the one that you just fought. You see woodland soldiers, these soldiers made of vines and red wood, and large swords and shields made of wood, just mindlessly trudging their ways through the fields. The wisp continues dancing around and down the side of the cliff, leading you away from them and deeper into the forest. Maybe around them is what you think he's trying to lead you. I need someone to roll a d8 for me.
Woo!
I'll do it unless he's doing it already.
7.
As you continue following this wisp down the side of the cliff facing here, he brings you to a set of trees and an area that looks like it bends around to the north, coming at the large crimson tree from the side, maybe. Doesn't appear as if there's any patrols here, no pods. And the path just kind of abruptly ends before leading in deeper into the forest. As he leads you, you guys travel for maybe another 2 hours before eventually coming to an opening. An opening where you can see is at the base of this large tree. Looking across, you all can see a large fountain with this large, almost crescent-like moon made of pearlescent-like stone. Roots growing up out of the ground, holding it aloft in the air, with water dripping out, seemingly out of nowhere, out of a open-face circle in the center of it, pouring down into this pool of water below. You can see the vines and the branches growing all around it. Kirai, you catch sight of something grotesque, something that's a little unsettling for you. There is what you can only assume to be a womanly-like figure embedded in the tree. Vines, roots, these growing
Does she
throughout
look
her
alive?
body. Her head is hung low, eyes closed. Can't tell from this distance.
No. I'm gonna rush over to her.
1 second. As you're looking at her, she looks almost as if she's made of forest pieces herself. Her skin is an olive green with branches as it comes down through her neck, almost turning from skin into branches and twigs and vines as they grow. But you can see the red vines, the red roots growing throughout her body and up into her skin of her face, almost creating these like spider-like red veins throughout.
I'm going to make a... Go ahead.
Real fast before Kidai takes off, I just want to put a hand on her chest plate and just... I want to scan for any hunting style of traps. Any traps that someone like me or someone in a place like this would be very proficient at laying. Any snares, any pitfalls, that sort of thing.
Investigation check.
Investigation, 17.
You don't see anything of that nature. This area looks almost like a picturesque, perfect setting. Something that reminds you very much of the Micaiah. This area is brimming with almost divine, otherworldly energy.
The kind of blue scan goes back to the left and shuts off, and I take my hand off her chest. Give her
As
a
you guys
nod.
look around, you can see this grove is completely encompassed, enclosed, and grown around with trees of all varying natures, shapes, and sizes. Almost... Go ahead.
No, you first. Go ahead.
Almost as if the forest here, a tree was plucked from every corner of the earth and planted here. Almost as if every tree originated from this forest. You can see that the... Go ahead and make a religion check for me, Kidai.
I was gonna say... Oh, that's not good. That's a 4.
4. There's something about this fountain that calls to you, and it's obvious, at least for one part, as you look down at the symbol of Asnatheus around your neck. There are large antlers growing out of the back of this statue. There's that large crescent-shaped moon, that's pearlescent moon that's kind of shaped around it, and the large jagged-like stones all around it. You don't know much about the gods of this world or this realm, but if you were to place a statue to gods of the earth, the forest, the moon, this would be it.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, you said that we were kind of in the same area as our world, but in the Fey world, correct?
Correct. It's like a mirror version of the real world, but in the Feywild.
Right. Do I have reason to assume that this is Maeve?
In the tree?
Yes.
Could reasonably assume, but you don't really know.
Okay. I'm going to... Does it look like she's breathing?
Can't tell from this distance. You guys are...
Oh, I wanted to get closer.
Okay.
I would wait for the nod of approval.
Yeah,
But...
I give her a nod, and wherever she goes, I'm right by her side.
So, the 5 of you continue down, and as you look, the forest that's around this is so dense that there's only really one path leading in and out. And as you guys start walking down, you can see, getting a little bit closer, in the chest, almost as if it was grown there, not as part of armor, not a part of anything, almost as if it's a part of her itself. You see that same symbol that's upon your breastplate in the chest of this woman. Hard to tell from if she's breathing. She doesn't look dead, but looks weak, looks drained. As you guys... Go ahead.
I would like to kind of like gently run a hand up kind of under her chin and lift her face and Maeve?
As she slowly opens her eyes, and you can tell there are these massive just bags under her eyes. You can tell her body looks like the skin's almost pulled tight, like she's being drained of everything she has. Just stares up at you and just... My child. You shouldn't have came.
We needed to. We knew you were in trouble, and I need you, frankly, and we need to get you out of here. How do we help?
She just kind of like looks, and you can tell now that her arms and everything have been completely overtaken by the vines and the roots of this tree. The seed, it grows stronger. Siphons everything from me. I don't think I have much longer.
There's nothing we can do. There has to be something. There has to be some... Is this magic? Can I break it? Can we cut the tree? What can we do for you?
The only way to kill the tree is to kill the seed.
And is that him?
One as she head just falls and she's unconscious.
Is there anything that I can do to stabilize her? Any herbs, anything just to keep her? I would call Kothar over. I would call...
As you're getting a
anyone
little frantic and trying to pull everyone over and ask for help, you can hear that same voice of the Verdant King echo throughout this area. And as you guys turn around, there's almost like an opening where the purple and black smoke has begun to swirl again. And you see the familiar form of the satyr walking towards you guys with his arms kind of stretched out. Do you not love my handiwork? Is it not beautiful?
How could you do this? How could you do this to anyone? Your handiwork is ugly. You're ugly. It's brutal. It's disgusting. Why would you do this?
This, the work of a true king. One so lowly as yourself could not understand.
I understand that no king that does any of this is fit to rule anything.
Your beloved forest spirit dared side against me. This is my world, my realm. I control everything here, and as he sticks his hands out, these massive red roots just begin growing and lashing out of the ground.
So that's the fate of anyone that crosses you.
Side with me, or your blood shall feed the seed, just as many have before, and many will in times to come.
Your belief really lies that if you subjugate everyone, you'll have something left to rule.
When it's all said and done, I will not only rule this plane, but the material plane as well. My seed already grows within the garden.
Let's say you do that. Let's say you win. You comfortable with being alone?
I'm not alone. I have those who have allied themselves with me.
They're terrified of you. You rule through fear.
As they should be. The 5 of you could make powerful allies. The 5 of you would have power just like your friend. Do you not wish to live a long life? A powerful life?
I intend to die in glory before I bow before someone as asshole as you.
Does it not pain you that you'll have to live the rest of whatever life you call life in a dead earth, drained the way that you've done? You have to live with what you've created. Lonely, in despair, in death? Is that life to you?
My life is never ending. And that's how it shall always be.
Part of the beauty of it, though,
I think we
isn't
can
it?
change that.
That it's fleeting. A moment we'll never get back.
The seed of corruption spreads. And if you will not join it, then you shall become a part of it. And as he raises his hand, roots just shoot up at all 5 of you. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'll set it once,
Ah,
I'll
good. My
say it
advantage
again.
came in handy.
Said it once, I'll say it again. This dude's an asshole.
Big old bleached asshole.
Yay.
I'm sorry, I wasn't muted. You said saving throw was 17.
24.
17.
Nothing wrong with the bleached asshole, Alyssa.
No, nothing wrong with it. I
Sorry.
It was
That's
the
honestly-
alliteration.
That's the best variety, actually.
Okay, guys. Okay. I was changing the music, so going down the line here. Kidai, what you got?
17.
Ooh, barely missed it. That's a failure.
Neat.
Kidai.
Kidai is Kidai.
Or God, sorry. Zamira. God.
17.
Barely missed it. Bane.
22.
22. That is a success. Akari.
24.
Success. What
5.
you got? At advantage?
1 and 2, baby.
Oh, man. That feels so bad. I'm so sorry. Inspiration for Kothar, by the way.
Oh, beautiful.
So, as these roots just shoot up and begin entangling themselves all around you, you all, those of you that failed, will take... Wow, shitty damage. 10 points of piercing damage as these roots just begin piercing through every bits and pieces of you. Those of you that succeeded, they were merely grazed by them, taking half damage. And those of you that were impaled, you are considered restrained.
Dang.
What was how much damage was it?
10 points of
10 or
damage.
10 points of damage.
You
I
succeeded, so 5.
I'm gonna fly straight to Kidai. Is he like being aggressive right now?
I guess I could show you the battle map.
Oh, it's a battle map. It's a battle map.
That escalated
aggressive.
quickly.
He's being aggressive is what he's doing. I mean, yeah, I'd say he's being pretty fucking aggressive right now.
I had something to say, but I think I'll save it for later. I'm just gonna fly straight at Kidai. And I'll just, as I fly over, I'll say, don't bother wasting your time trying to change his perspective. It's not going to happen. Some things just need to die.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
I was hoping to break his confidence a little bit.
It's a good try, Kidai, but
As they're all talking, he just looks at all of you. Well, the seed of corruption hungers, and I have 5 meals right in front of me. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Aw,
I'm more of a
snack. Man, I think he just called us all snacks.
He called us snacks.
Oh.
Things are cute.
So you guys watch as that satyr, in the same way he did in a few hours prior, his body is twisted and warped by the red roots that grow up all around him, creating that large visage of the Verdant King in front of you.
let's kick his ass.
I guess I should roll initiative for him too. Ooh, shitty.
Yeah, you don't need to do
shitty
that.
initiative. Wow.
He's not going. What do you mean?
All right. 25 to 20, guys. No one for once. Damn.
Nope.
15 to 20.
19.
Oh, forgot this part too.
15.
Ooh.
Why are we all always in like the same
Sorry, give it to me one more time, guys.
Give it to you one more
15?
time. 19.
18.
Pain. Edai. Zamira.
15 as well.
All right, then we have Kothar. Akari, what you got?
I'm 14. I'm just in the different section.
All of you going before him, man.
Good.
Oh,
Fucking
good to know. Good to
Get
know.
dunked on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
will bring us to. Let's
too busy
see,
blabbering his mouth. Not getting ready
Turn
to
him into fruit punch.
turn him into jungle juice.
Top of
We're
the
gonna
round,
jump
Fane.
into
What are you
the-
doing?
What is his size?
His size?
Yeah.
Small, very small.
large.
Biggest
He
small.
is considered a large creature.
Alright. I will.
But the size of his brain.
Yeah. I'm going to. And what is my distance from him?
Currently, as you guys are all standing, exactly 30 feet.
Exactly 30 feet. Sorry, Kita, you're on your own. I will fly directly into melee with him.
Inspiration
That is
for
an
Keto.
inspiration for Kita.
Hey,
Actually-
thank you.
You know, I'm actually never. I'm going to be 5 feet away. And then I am going to. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Matt. I'm not doing this on purpose. You can move him later. But I will actually go directly into melee with him.
Sure.
And I will throw a net at him.
Okay. Is that a strength save?
No, it's not a save at all. I just roll an attack, apparently at disadvantage.
Yep.
I'm not familiar with net
And-
attacks.
It is. I'm going to use my inspiration. Net attacks basically are the most silly thing. So net, if I hit him,
Is this your inspiration from Genera?
From chat.
Oh,
I still have-
he just got it.
did I get? Am I remembering? Yes. Yeah. I thought I had one earlier. I am remembering.
So
You
you
had
got to remember,
Genera's.
if you don't use it before the end of the session, it does not carry over.
You're right. The one from last session didn't carry over, but I do
Right.
still have Generas, and I have this one as well.
Yep, you just got
And
one.
so, you know what? Thank you so much, Max. I'm gonna use them both.
Go for it.
Jeez.
So that's a D8 and a D8, correct?
Yes, 2 d8s.
Okay.
Hot damn.
Well, I really didn't need both of them, but that's a 26 to hit with the net.
Hell yeah.
So he is restrained, and he has to use he has to either use his action to make a DC 10 strength check, which would free himself, or he will have to deal 5 slashing damage to it to free.
To
himself
destroy it,
from the net.
essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
And no, it doesn't destroy it, but it. Yeah. Anyway, and then as my bonus action, I will use my second wind,
You got it.
and that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so he is restrained. I'll make note of that. I think I hit. Where is my restrained ring? I really need to have these more readily available with how often you restrain shit. There it is.
It's not just on the battlefield too, so you should keep those real handy.
I hate you so much.
You love me, Matt.
Mm.
Oh no!
Oh, how'd that happen?
Great.
No.
I'll have to fix that. Okay, that'll bring us to your turn, Kita. Zamira, you're on deck.
Okie dokie. I'm thinking.
Kari, that's a inspiration from chat.
Sure is, because
You said
While you're
they're
thinking, I'm
30.
gonna fix the cameras.
You did say 30 though, right?
30 feet was what Fane had
Yes.
across, if that's what you mean.
Oh, Fane know me. Okay.
I'm
Hold
about
on.
to help
I
you
know what
all
I'm.
day, though. If you
You're
don't-
gonna help my whole day.
Thinking about it. I'm thinking about doing it.
What are you gonna do?
Cast a little spell on you.
Cast a little spell on me. This is a nice little spell.
Hell on you.
Little spell. I think you've seen me do it before. It's gonna give him disadvantage against you.
Neato. That's
Assuming
cute.
he's not somehow not a fae.
Um,
If he's somehow not a fae,
being
I'll be
being-
flabbergasted.
grappled, that does not give us
He's
advantage on
restrained, so
him,
you
yes?
get advantage against him.
you would.
He is,
Okay.
he is
Not.
restrained.
He's restrained, not grappled.
Speaking of which, Kita, you would have been restrained because you failed the save.
Correct.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
So your
That's-
speed was
yeah.
0.
Right.
Oh, inspiration for the DM.
Hey,
No.
Oh, get out of here with that shit.
what are you doing? Also, Matt, big fan of the red on the battle.
Can I cast
like it.
spells while I'm restrained?
You can't cast spells while you're restrained. It will take you a. I won't tell you the DC, but it'll take you a strength check to break out of them,
Don't do it.
which will cost you your action, just so you're aware.
Can I wild shape?
Yeah.
Become big.
Become
Big
bigger.
bear.
Yeah,
Big
bigger,
bear.
Yeah. I'll
Big
do
monkey.
bigger bear. I'll do cave bear this time.
With a big bear.
Just because I love the flavor
And-
of it, as you wild shape, you just break away the roots.
Thank
Hulk
you.
up out of there.
Thank you. How far away am I?
30 feet.
Okie dokie.
I'm flexing bust out of this.
I get up there with my big cave bear muscles.
He attacks against him have advantage, and he has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, by the way.
Cool beans. First one was very bad. It is a 14.
14 will not hit, unfortunately.
Second one is a 17. Not much better.
17 is his AC.
Oh, no
That advantage?
way!
God damn, girl, you're rolling.
Yeah, I rolled shitty. Okay, hold on.
Bleached assholes.
Which assholes?
Oh my god.
Bruh.
Not much.
I thought we were going to go away with not having this shit this week.
15.
Never.
15 points of damage. You
Give
got
me
it.
the Ant-Man Thanos treatment.
And then I'm just gonna like bare my teeth and
You got it.
Accidental bear pun.
accidental bear pun.
At
They're
the
never
end,
accidental.
at the end of your turn, everybody besides Kidai, because you are still technically under the effect of the nightmare, I need you all to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh no.
He's going to take his legendary action.
Of course he is. Oof. Fuck.
11.
Wisdom.
17. Twinsies.
Guess what?
Actually,
We never.
wisdom.
None of the three of us make it. 17.
Mm-mm.
Oh, none of them.
Hey.
None of you make it.
That's
So-
a ballsy ass DC, my guy.
This is ballsy DC.
Yeah, that's a
You
crazy
guys are
DC.
missing it by one. I'm sorry.
I feel like I rolled a 17 on every fucking one.
Oh,
I
you
know.
know, we
I
should have
have
used. Should have used our fucking
Inspiration.
inspirations.
Oh.
Oh, it would. I was so far. It was not gonna help me.
For the
Oh.
four of you, as he looks, tilts his head, and his eyes begin to glow red, all of you just have flashbacks, and I'm not going to describe them all again, but to your most horrific memories that almost shake you to your core. And everybody will take. Let's see. Let me roll this.
1 point.
The one time a
90.
waiter said enjoy your food and you said you too.
12 points of psychic damage.
12? Yikers.
That's some real shit. Some real shit, Kidai.
That will
That
bring us
didn't happen.
to your turn, Samira. Kothar, you're on deck.
Okay.
Ooh. Alright, and how many feet is it again between us?
I mean, you can get there. It's like 30 feet.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Alright, I'm gonna run up in there and then with my regular staff, not my echoing staff, let's be clear here.
Well, you fucking might as well.
Are you sure you don't want to call for help in the Feywild?
I'm gonna take my first attack with the quarterstaff. That is an 18.
That's gonna hit.
Oh, thank God, it scared me with that pause for a second.
I already told you what
Okay.
his AC was. You guys hit it
Yeah,
already.
you still have advantage, by the way.
Ooh, max damage on that one, that's 13.
Damn.
And then we get a swing again. Oh, I'm gonna
Chad-
use my inspiration on that one.
Chad is requesting the Echo Staff.
Oh no.
Hold on, let me add my inspiration to that. Oh, that doesn't help. That's a 14. That's not gonna hit, I don't think. I rolled a fucking 1 with my inspiration die.
Oof, that will not hit.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so I am going to spend a key point for Fury of Blows, and we're gonna swing at him a couple more times. That's a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Oh,
You were rolling all those with advantage, right?
Oh fuck, no, I didn't roll a single one of those at advantage.
I told you had advantage after the first one.
He's a
Oh,
you
shrink.
didn't
I'm-
listen in real life either.
Okay, so let me re-roll the second quarterstaff that didn't hit one more time then.
It's too late.
Oh, sad. Oh, well, I rolled a 7
I've been
on it,
really
it didn't hit
lenient with
anyway.
it up till now, but there's got to be some point where it's like, if you didn't roll it,
Okay.
it's too late.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, good thing I'm gonna roll this last Fury of Blows at advantage though. Ooh. That's a 22 to hit for that one.
Yeah.
That's 7 points of damage from that one.
7 points of damage. Very nice. All right. Is that all you're going to do?
Yep.
At the end of your turn, he is going to take his legendary action to use his slam attack, and he is going to hit the bear.
Nope.
Hit the bear. Big monkey.
Ooh. For a 28 to hit.
At disadvantage?
Oh, you're right. I have disadvantage. Second one is
Everybody's
still a
getting
19 to
lower
hit.
Shit.
I assume a 19 hits the bear, Kidai.
Yeah, it does.
Remember to add 5 to the bear's AC because of your armor.
It still hits.
That is 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. You say so.
I'm sorry. That brings us to Kothar's turn.
Bonus action, I would like to rage.
I assume so.
Because I haven't been so far.
Big whack.
I would like to use my action to break out of the fucking vines.
Go for it. Strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw?
Oh, sorry. Strength check. But you have advantage on those.
You got me excited. Oh, well, it doesn't matter because I rolled 2 19s for a 23.
Oh, yeah. You break him out.
I will run 40 feet into his face. That's my turn.
You have 10 feet of movement left if you'd like to get flanking with him.
I have 40.
I know, you have 10 feet left after you're 30 to him.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll flank with Fane. I know that's what he'd want.
Okay.
You're the brother I technically had, but never had in this way.
That's fair.
I know what he liked. I know just how he likes it too.
Akari,
on
that brings
one.
us to your turn.
Yeah.
From both sides.
Well, I was gonna put a thing on him to give disadvantage on attacks, but he's all tied up because Fane is just a hoss. So it's the standard. I'm gonna throw a hunter's mark on this guy with bonus action. Take 2 shots at him. At advantage. Well, it's a natural 20 on the first die. So the second attack is a 16 plus 10, 26.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
So for the natural 20, I'm gonna double these dice. Yeah, 2 6s. So 12. 24 plus 7 from my Umber Bow is 31.
Yeah.
Second strike with the
Does
hunter's
your
mark.
bow only do a d6?
No, I rolled a d8 and it landed on a 6, and I rolled a d6 with hunter's mark.
Oh, sorry, you said that.
I said double 6s because the d8 landed on a 6. Second strike, 8 plus 7 is 15. So 31 plus 15 is 46.
Hot damn.
I crit it, what can I say?
That's a lot of fucking damage.
That's a lot of damage, and I'm not restrained, I don't think.
I
I took
believe.
the half damage, so I'm not.
Yeah, I believe
I'm gonna shift 30 feet
Kidai
to move.
and Kothar were the only ones that were restrained.
I'm gonna shift 30 or 25 feet to my right.
You got it.
Actually, I think technically Zamiro was 2, because 3 of us failed.
Hey, you want to go 25 feet to your right?
Yes. Yep, just kind of tuck somewhat near the tree line, but not in it. That's my turn.
All right. That brings us to the Verdant King's turn. He is going to go ahead and use his action to fuck up that stupid net.
He's got to make a strength check.
I'm using my inspiration on this. That brings it to a 15.
That does.
So he is no
technically do it.
longer restrained. And yeah, that's all he can do right now.
Nice.
Actually,
Customer turn.
he's gonna bonus action and teleport.
He's all teleporting now.
So you guys watch as that black and red smoke begins to swirl around him, and then he just and shifts about 30 feet in the direction towards the tree. That will bring us to top of the round. Fane, you're up.
Okay. 30 feet straight at him.
You got it.
30, yeah, so 30 feet to get right into
Are you gonna do it
melee
again?
with him. Should I?
No, I don't. You do what you want. I was just
It worked the last time.
Yeah. Did he destroy the net, or he just used a strength check, right? He didn't
Just use a strength
damage.
check to get it off.
Could I have grabbed my other? I have another one, but just for my own sake, could I grab another one to bring it with me, or grab the one that he took off? Is that
I'm going to say it's going to
or-
cost you your bonus action.
Not a big deal. I have another one still. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna throw a second net at him.
Okay.
Let me just roll this real quick.
Trying to get kinky with him.
Yeah, baby.
Fane likes
This-
his men restrained.
He wants to see.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Don't we all?
That is a 20.
A
20 is gonna
nasty
hit.
20.
Yep,
God. Are we actually doing
Nasty.
Dirty.
nasty 20. So with that, I'm going that, I'm going to pop my action surge.
Filthy 20.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is restrained. So I'm going to pop my action surge. 2 smackety smacks with the whip.
Damn, dude.
And the first one's going to be a 23 to hit. It's going to be a tripping attack.
Got it.
So he needs to make a DC 16 strength saving throw.
I'm going to save you the time. He can't be prone, but I'll roll it if you'd like.
That's fine. It's more for the damage anyway. So
Okay.
That's going to be 9 points of damage on the first one. And because he's a crazy tree monster or whatever, I'm going to bonus action grapple.
Got it. We'll roll my strength. Nasty 20.
I got a 17. Okay, no big deal. I'm going to hit my second attack.
I don't know if
Which
I
will
like
be... That's going to be double 18s. This could be 26 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And this will be a tripping attack as well, because why not?
Let's see if I
Got
can go to
Because I
cinnamon
need to
battle.
stop rolling fucking ones on everything. It's going to be 14 points of damage. Damn.
What was the damage on the other tripping attack? I forgot to write it down.
9.
9.
9.
Thank you. So as you go to try and trip him up with your whip, you notice that the roots and everything just grow off of him, and no matter how much brute force you put into him, you realize you're not knocking him over.
Fair. He's still
He didn't-
restrained.
he didn't
He's
skip
still my
like
bitch.
All right.
Okay.
That's going to bring us to Kidai's turn, but just before it, he's going to take 2 of his legendary actions, and I misread this earlier. It was not dexterity saves, it was strength saving throws. So I need Kidai, Zamira, and Kothar to make strength saving throws for me, please.
I have advantage on either of them, so.
Yeah, I know. I misread it earlier.
As the bear.
Ooh.
Yes, as the bear.
19.
19's going to succeed.
21.
Yep.
Succeed.
Big strong.
21?
Hot damn! Two of my my legendary actions, and I don't get anybody. Ooh, but I do get some decent damage. 12 points of piercing damage. Again, as those roots begin flying out of the ground and trying to impale you guys and hold you down. Each of you dodge out of the way, just barely getting grazed by them, or brute forcing using your strength to either break them. But each of you will take 6 points of damage because it's cut in half. And Kothar, you will take 3.
I was about to say, you know what I'm about to say, Matt.
Wipe that smile off your face, you little barbarian.
Hidai, that brings us to your turn. Zamira, you're on deck.
I'm going to get up in his face. Do we have a visual on the Mave tree, or is that
That is
out
this
of
tree
view?
here. The big one.
Okay. I thought so.
It's a little phallic, Matt.
A large
well, that's
tree. What do you
The
want?
same thing.
How
Don't you like the red effect from the canopy above too?
it's right in the middle of the dragon
Like,
wings,
just
and that's
curves
the best
ever so
part.
Slightly to the left.
You guys are missing the fact that it has wings.
Oh, it does.
Because of where it's placed on the DM screen.
Yes. How much movement was that, Matt?
Let's count. 25.
Okay, and they're flanking already, yes?
No, they are not because he moved.
Oh, okay, well, I would like to get into a flanking position.
How much movement does the bear have?
40.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okie dokie. Here I go.
Here I go. Here I go.
Oh,
here
that
I go.
was, why is it bad? 16 for the first one.
Just barely misses.
You have advantage.
I know, I did roll at advantage. The second one is 17.
17's gonna hit.
Okay. 12, not worst.
12 points of damage, you said?
Yes. Bear does not like me today.
Alrighty. He died. That's the end of your turn. That will bring us to Zamira. It is your turn.
Okay, I am going to, first off, we are going to spend a key point and Step of the Wind, and I'm going to unfurl those big, glorious dragon wings.
Okay.
And I'm going to fly over to its stupid face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna tell you now, in case you didn't know, you don't need the Step of the Wind to get to him.
Yeah, but I have to Step of the Wind to unfurl my dragon wings.
Okay, so just for flavor?
So I can fly.
Okay.
Because it's till the end of my next turn I'm flying.
Okay. I just...
No, it wasn't for distance. It was so I could fly.
Okay.
And I'm going to swiggity swing. That's a natural fucking 20.
Maybe.
With the echoes? With the echo staff?
You know what? Fuck it. Sure.
No, I'm kidding. No.
Just giving chat what they want.
But by the way, you have advantage still.
Okay, yeah, I figured, but I'm not gonna roll advantage on a natural 20.
Right.
Oh, and that was so close to max damage. That's 18 points of damage from that swing.
You got it.
Then we are going to swing with our second attack.
Stunning strike.
Oh.
Fuck him up.
Hold on, I have to use the advantage on that one. Well, I guess I don't. That was a dirty 20, so it would hit, but I'm gonna roll again just to make sure, see if I get a crit. Nope. That's a 24 to hit.
You got it.
Hold on. Where the... yeah, sure. I'm gonna make that a stunning strike.
Just remember, it
I
has to
have
be
to say
it
it
has to be with
for-
an unarmed strike and not your
Nope.
quarterstaff.
Nope. Stunning strike when you hit a melee weapon attack.
I could have swore it specified it had to be an unarmed strike. Learn something new, guys. Okay. Constitution save for
it
me.
Froze. It all froze.
Correct?
It's a wisdom.
Yeah.
I believe.
No, it's a constitution.
con.
Is it Constitution? Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What's the DC?
Here.
She might time out. Let me go look at her character sheet real fast.
It should be max DC, so it should be 16.
Yeah. Let's see.
What's happening?
16. It is 16.
That is a failure.
Oh.
Ooh.
Am I
I'm
unfrozen?
gonna tell her.
You are frozen, but just chill for a sec. You'll be fine.
At the end of your turn, Zamira, he's going to take his last legendary action for this round and use a slam attack against you.
He's stunned.
You're right.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, that brings us to your turn, Kothar.
I'm gonna run 40 feet.
I thought you might.
I'm gonna leave my bone sword sheathed.
Was bonus action to what? I think. Oh, am I back?
Are you taking
You're
out the
slowly
battle
catching
axe?
up. There you go.
No, I will take out the fire javelin,
You got it.
and I'm gonna stab it into him. Reckless.
Okay, I think it's back now.
You're back.
Did he tell you it was 7 points of damage for that?
I got it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter because he's fucking stunned.
19.
Kothar,
that'll
you don't
hit.
need to attack recklessly, by the way.
Too late.
Well, yeah, 1 too late. 2, I want him to hit me.
Okay.
That'll hit. That's 4 points of piercing, 3 points of fire.
Got it.
Does it look like the fire does anything that I'm not expecting?
The fire indeed looks like it is doing more.
Then as opposed to grabbing my ice javelin, I will dig the fire javelin out and stab it back in.
You got it.
Yeah, natural 17.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Oh, piss poor. Another 5 piercing and another 3 fire. And I'll bonus action Hungry Jaws his ass.
Oh
I
yeah.
would.
Natural 18
Yeah.
for max damage, baby. 10, 12. I'm sorry, both of those last 2 attacks would have had an additional 2 damage each. So 4 extra total, because I forgot my rage damage.
Got it.
If you're alright with that.
Yep,
So
I
this
got
would be
it.
12 for the bite, and I'll take my 5 temp.
12 for the bite. All right. That is the end of your turn, correct?
Oh, that's everything. That's
Everything you can
that's
do.
2 attacks bonus movement.
Akari, that's your turn.
Okay, I know that we're kind of on this train of like saying nasty or dirty, whatever 20. I did some workshopping. Okay, so nasty and filthy, we've talked about those. Got some new ones. Crummy, greasy, sloppy, and raunchy. And I
Yes,
think
all of them, baby.
I think
I like a sloppy 20.
so. I think we ought to leave this up to chat. However, while they're catching up, I'm gonna go ahead and roll Planar Warrior. I'm gonna roll 2 strikes at him or 2 arrows at him at advantage, I believe.
I don't or no range attacks would not be an advantage because I think melee attack specifies for stun. It needs to be a melee attack, correct? Let me.
He's still
I-
technically restrained under the net.
Great.
restrained is melee attacks too, I believe. Nope, they're all. You're good. All
Okay.
advantage. I literally have it in front of me and
27 to
reading
hit.
it. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Second arrow before I start rolling damage, and that was the one with the Planar Warrior. Second arrow is a 17 to hit, which is exactly his AC. So that's kind of neat. So Planar Warrior plus the Hunter's Mark. This is when I start doing stupid damage.
Yes, you do.
All of this is now force damage. I rolled 2 1s and a 2. So that's 4 plus 7. 11 points of damage on the first one. 11
You're
points
not
of
forgetting the
force.
+2 off your bracers, right?
That is already automatically added to the Umber Bow.
Okay.
Whenever I do. I'll check in a sec, but I'm pretty sure it. Second one, without the Planar Warrior dice, 6 and a 7. So 13 plus 7, 20.
20. Got it. So just remember that +2 is +2 to damage, not +2 to hit.
Yeah, let me check and make sure that it's doing it right on my character sheet. I believe it is.
Okay.
Let me just unequip it real fast to make sure. I'm pretty sure it does.
In the meantime, remind me, on Stunning Strike, do I get to repeat a save on my turn, or is it's just at the end of your turn it wears off, correct, Zamira?
Let me.
end
Until
of
the
my-
end of my next turn.
Yep, okay. So that's the end of his turn. Back top of the round, Fane.
Fuck this guy.
Quick note.
All
Matt,
right.
Yeah.
It does do it correctly on my character sheet, so the
Okay.
+7 is correct.
Okay, perfect.
And the +10 to hit is because the Umber Bow is a plus.
Right, yeah, I know. I knew that much. I just wanted to make sure that it was all
Mhm.
calculating
No,
right.
good looking out. I wanted to be sure it was right too.
2 attacks, crashing waves. Actually, it doesn't matter if I'm flanking. 2 attacks, crashing waves.
Yucky 20?
Yucky 20. That's going to be a big.
garbage 20.
That's going to be a 25 to hit.
25 is gonna
And-
hit.
Does he have anything in his hands?
I mean, he has his staff, but that's about all, I guess.
Okay, well, he's going to drop that. I'm going to use a disarming attack, and he doesn't get to resist that. It's just gone.
Okay.
It's out of
drops
his hands.
staff.
Yep, and then that's going to be 10 points of damage on the first one.
10 points of damage on the first hit. You got it.
How big is his staff?
And it's about 12 feet long.
Can I mean, that's only twice my length. Can I use my second attack to pick it up?
Gonna say no.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to make a kicking attack at it and kick it away.
Okay.
Or a shove attack, whatever you want to call it,
Sure.
at his staff. What? That's just like a straight.
Yeah, just roll a strength check for me, see how far you can kick it.
Okay. It's going to be I thought 12.
12. Alright, we'll say you kick it about 10 feet away from it.
I love what's happening in the Discord right now.
In the Discord?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do I even want to know?
We're doing a poll for what you should call a dirty 20.
Oh, okay.
And currently the reactions are just it's horrible. It's not working. The poll is not working at all.
Yeah, that brings us to your turn.
Matt, I don't know if there was a strength or dex save, stunned creatures automatically fail it.
That's why I got a staff.
I didn't roll.
Oh, sorry, chat said something, and I was too busy setting up a poll. I was too busy fucking with chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped his. I got his staff out of his hands and kicked it away.
Yep. That brings us to your
and
turn.
then
Oh, God.
I will. Sorry, I'm going to fly up 10 feet into the air.
Alright, Kedai, that brings us to your turn.
I'm a bear. I'm gonna do bear things. Are we still flanking?
I mean, you have advantage anyways, but yes.
Neato. What the hell? That's a 17.
A hit.
Yeah, but I'm not happy about it, man. I'm rolling like dog shit. I'd like to, since this one is the bite attack, I'd like to bite at his throat specifically.
Okay.
That's only 7 damage, but I want it to hurt his feelings, you know?
Okay. You get this feeling. You get the sense his feelings are hurt.
Good.
One,
Next one. Jesus Christ, no, it doesn't hit.
Damn. I'm so sorry, Kedai.
But I hurt his feelings.
You did hurt
Don't
his
worry,
feelings.
guys.
Indeed. Zamira, that brings us
Don't
to
forget,
your
you have
turn.
inspiration key die if you haven't used it.
I mean, I had a advantage anyway. so
Real
I
quick
can't
before your
really-
turn, Kedai, I wanted to address something I meant to do this before the session. I noticed when I was rewatching last week's session, you were calling your inspiration and then rolling your d20. Just so you know, you roll your d20, you see your result on your d20, you call inspiration before I tell you the result of the roll, whether it hits or it misses, basically. So you don't
between the roll and
the results. So you don't need to waste your
I was using it as advantage, I guess is what I was doing. So I don't need to do that because if I roll well. Okay, that makes sense.
right. So it's a d8 added to your roll is what it is. Because I noticed you were doing it backwards last session. I wanted to,
Oh, I was using it at advantage. Okay.
That's
That's
wanted
mine
to
in
clar-
Aiden's game.
I just wanted to
Yep,
clarify
never
that for
mind.
you.
I assumed that was the standard. That's my fault.
Nope,
It
that's
is the
okay. I just wanted to
standard. We just do
clarify
it
for you.
weirdly.
We use bardic inspirations from chat here.
Got it.
So it works just like a bardic inspiration.
Which I will need to learn how to use.
All right, so it is now your turn, Zamira. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay, we're gonna swiggity swing.
Please use the echo staff.
Stop trying to pressure me into bad decisions.
Who says it's bad? Maybe I'm trying to help you.
Okay, that first one's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
Yeah, it does. That's 10 points of damage. The second one, which will be a stunning strike.
Oh, you son of
Start locking.
a... Ooh.
That's gonna be a 23 to hit.
It's a 17 on the die, so I succeed.
You know what? I don't even like you right now, Matt.
How much damage?
That's 8 points of damage, and I'm gonna spend another key point and Furia blows him.
Bring it.
Oh, I will. 27 to hit.
27.
She asks
gonna hit.
as though we don't know that it hits.
17.
9 points of damage for that one.
Stun, 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 stun.
Stun. Stun. Stun.
Are you burnt? Can you?
Oh, not quite yet. That's a 15. Both times?
Barnacky.
Was it? Yeah.
Stunning strike.
It doesn't matter. That one, the 15 doesn't hit. Why would I
You call
spin
stunning
it?
strike after you hit. You could have done it on the 27.
It's fine. I have one key point left. I'm not gonna waste it.
It's the most valuable thing you could do!
However she wants to
We
play,
have
guys.
more turns. Don't
I'm
come
s-
at me.
I'm sorry. You're right.
At the end
Play
of your
hold.
turn, as he becomes unstunned, he's going to take his legendary action, and the 4 of you that are still under the effects, I need you to roll that wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh shit.
And
Failure.
sorry, Matt. Chat keeps, they reminded me in chat. I always forget to specify my unarmed strikes as a dragon month. I can pick which type of damage my unarmed strikes do, and I'm gonna make those fire damage punches.
Okay, you got to remember to say it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage you've been missing out on.
Yep.
So, the 4 of you, wisdom saving throws, please.
Failure.
17
Failure.
plus 2, so 19.
Zamira,
Sorry, huh?
wisdom saving throw.
Oh, sorry. I was reading. 24.
Zamira and Akare, as he goes to inflict that nightmare and increase the pressure on your minds of it again, this time you're able to fight it off, and you're both immune to the effect for the next 24 hours now.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
But
Team wise.
but unfortunately for Fane and Kothar, you guys failed. Oh, for
Let's go
really
back to the
low
weakness.
damage again. 15 points of psychic damage.
Oh, really low. I imagine I just see my father's face in
Yeah,
the branches or something.
essentially.
horrible.
Yeah, then as I said, I won't describe the nightmares you see, but the nightmare for your character is something that would basically essentially haunt their dreams. To the point to where it causes you physical pain. That brings us to your turn, Kothar.
2 attacks. Reckless with the fucking.
I'll remind you they
Fire
don't need to be
staff.
reckless.
I'm aware they don't need to be reckless.
Okay.
I'm trying to get him to punch me.
Oh, he's pissed.
Natural 18 on the first,
Oh yeah.
and a natural 20 on the second.
Hell yeah.
You mean a sloppy 20? Oh no, no,
No,
no, no! It is a
natural.
natural. Oh my
It's
being.
natural.
Oh,
Sorry,
that's a
I
natural
wanted to
one.
jump the gun so much. I want to get.
The
sloppy
first
20.
one is 11 piercing, 3 fire.
God damn.
The second one, I rolled really shitty on the piercing for 8 total piercing, and I rolled a 6 on the fire dice for 12.
God damn. So 24.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fuck.
That's our fire wizard lizard.
As I just repeatedly jab into his leg with the fucking fire staff.
He's looking hurt, guys.
Yeah.
Good, because I have less health than Fane.
Oh, that's a first.
That is a
Akari,
first.
that brings us to your turn.
Well. So what is his status? Sorry, I have lost concentration on what it is. He still
He-
restrained?
He is still restrained. He is no
Okay.
longer stunned.
So at advantage, I believe. Still.
Yes, still at advantage.
2 shots. Bonus action planar warrior. On the first. For an 11 plus 10, 21. Second arrow. You gave me this bow, man.
I know.
Is a natural 17, so that already.
Yeah,
hits.
those both hit.
So
Roll
the
that
first strike's
damage.
planar warrior. This is all force damage, in case that somehow matters.
It
Come here,
does
you
not.
D8. 4, 5, 9, 10, 17 points of force damage on the first. And then
Okay.
without the extra 1d8 of force on the second is an 8 and a 6. 14 plus 7, 21, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
That's my go. I think I'm happy where I'm at.
All right. That brings us to the King's turn again. Who?
He's kind of getting fucking bullied by a buff ass tiefling. And
Yeah, I know.
everybody else.
Kothar, he's taking his 2 attacks against you. And he's going to... Actually, he's going to take 1 attack against the net and 1 attack against you.
Does he? If he doesn't have, I mean, can he slash with his animal hands?
Yeah, he's just like slamming you with roots.
He doesn't. He has to do slashing damage to the net to break
Oh,
it.
it's slashing damage. I did not catch
Yeah.
that. Never mind. They're
Yeah.
both against Kothar.
Jeez.
They're straight rolls then.
Yeah, they are. 16.
Miss.
21.
That'll hit.
Oh, that's a D8, and it's not what I needed. I needed to re-roll that. Picked up the wrong dice. 12 points of bludgeoning damage, cut in half to 6. Thanks. That brings us to Fane's turn. Sorry. Bonus action, he is going to teleport away again.
Okay, you gave us nightmares. Now we fuck up your guy. Okay. This is us paying you back.
And you
for
notice this time he
mental
positions
trauma.
himself so that basically you can't get behind him. The forest, he's like backing himself into the forest, essentially.
Did I presume the net?
The net fell where it was.
Okay, so his clothes did as well, I presume? Like anything he had on him?
I mean,
fell?
he's not really wearing clothes. His body's like made of vines and roots.
Sexy.
Duly noted. I will.
He's naked.
Okay, so I will fly. So he's no longer restrained, so I will just. You know what? I'm going to take one for the team. I'm going to action dash and go behind him.
So there's physically no room to get behind him. It's more like difficult terrain.
If there is any way possible to squeeze in behind his backside and flank,
It's gonna essentially cost you 20 feet of movement to get behind him.
I'll do it with the dash. I think I can afford to.
Okay.
Gonna squeeze up in there.
Right next to that bleached.
Okay.
I started it, Matt. I'm ending it.
He has magic. You're not gonna assume he just like keeps up with himself.
Prestidigitation, yeah.
Oh my god.
Like the Harry Potter universe.
Oh
Yes.
god. I hate you guys so much.
You love us.
All right.
You know.
Fane,
That's all.
that is your action, your movement. Do you have anything with your bonus you'd like to do?
I cluck my tongue at him.
You got it. Zamira, that brings us to your turn. Or sorry, Kida, your turn. I skipped over Kida by accident.
It's okay. I'm still a bear. Can I get to him?
Indeed, you can.
I'm gonna just bear for now. And I can flank with Fane, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I can do so? Yes?
Yes. God,
Okay.
I'm fucking getting distracted by chat over here. I'm gonna have to fucking turn this off
You
and
guys.
not read it after the session.
They're kind
I rolled a 5 and a 4. Like, this is terrible. What's going on today?
What's wrong with you?
You need to bathe those
Okay,
dice in
that's
some holy
better.
water.
I do.
Bless
I
your
have
dice,
sage
girl.
in my dice. I have amethyst in my dice tray. That one's better, though. It's a 24.
You got it.
There's the line, guys. We just passed it back there.
9.
Yep.
9 points of
Y'all get a
damage.
little out of pocket.
But, like,
Sure.
a real sexy 9, Matt.
A real sexy 9, Kida. You got it.
Yeah.
A curvaceous to voluptuous
Curvaceous.
line.
Sexy,
Zamira, that brings us to your turn.
69.
It's got
Okay,
some-
also as a
What
side
is that
note, I'm
called?
no longer flying. That ended at the end of my last turn.
Do you have slow fall yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure, else you would take fall damage.
That would have been the most ironic thing.
It would have been
They
bad.
give the monk a fly speed before slow fall. Yeah.
Nope, I'm fine. Okay. I'm just gonna run up and swiggity swing wherever would give me flanking.
Are you using your staff or your unarmed fist?
My staff?
Okay.
Why?
Well, you can't
'Cause you
change the
can-
elemental damage of your staff.
Because you can do more damage with your fists, and you can take your 2 main attacks with your fists and still do flurry of blows. Should you so choose.
I suppose that's fair.
Well, it's technically mathematically correct, but
Yeah,
How does it feel in your soul?
he was just asking me in a way that he's never asked me before, and so I thought some sus shit was going down. It just kind of threw me on tilt for a second. I'm fine. Yeah, I'll do
I don't know, he's smiling
punch.
an awful lot.
I'll do a bunch of punches. Oh. Okay, that is a 26 to hit with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
For 11 points of fire damage.
Jeez.
Is that... Okay, never mind.
Second one is going to be a 21 to hit for 9 points of fire damage. Then we are going to Fury of Blows. And, ooh, thank God for advantage, because woof. That's an 11 with advantage.
11
I had an 11
Yeah, 11 doesn't hit.
hit on that one.
Well, he's no longer restrained or stunned, is he? He teleported, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
Fane
that's-
is flanking.
Oh, that's right. Fane took one from the team.
Oh no.
Might be.
Mhm.
Oh, what's happening
It's happening again.
She's going
again?
On the last hit.
Help! It's again.
Come.
No.
She has a plus
What
8.
is happening?
$23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh my gosh, what's happening? Oh,
I can almost hear her on your mic.
I know.
10 points of fire damage.
hold on, it's not. Hold on.
She's literally talking from Bolt. That's so creepy.
23
Baby, you gotta mute
to
yourself
hit,
when you go,
Oh
when
my
you go
God.
dead.
Oh.
Oh no.
and that is
Oh God, we're
shit, I rolled
doubling
the
up.
wrong
We're still playing catch up.
dice.
Is this what stream feels like?
Yes.
I just informed her that she needs to mute herself when her internet
10
goes
points of
dead.
fire damage for the second Fury Blows.
Christ.
Oh God. Okay. He is looking really hurt, guys.
I'm gonna end this with a headache.
Kothar, that brings us to your turn. Akara, you're on deck.
I will.
Her instinct is to yell when her internet dies.
I know, right? It's like when you're on the phone and somebody's like, "You're breaking up."
What'd you say, Matt?
Start yelling.
Yeah, he's going to Nightmare Spike again. So the last two, Faye and Kothar, need you both to make those wisdom saves.
Failure.
I'm gonna save you the exhibitionism, Matt. That's a failure. You just tell us what the damage is before you ask for wisdom saving throws.
I'm sorry. 16
boy.
points of psychic damage.
Does that make it my turn again?
Almost. I think you're.
No, that brings us to Kothar's turn. Akari's on deck.
2
He is looking pretty hurt, guys.
fire spear stabs. Reckless. Natural 17 on the first. Natural 15 on the second for 22.
Both hit.
11 piercing, 3 fire on the first.
If you don't give Kita an opening, I will.
I was gonna say, remember, like the last one I said, leave him within an inch of his life, if
That was my
you
plan.
can,
That's my plan.
if you can.
How's he looking after that first one?
What's the damage on the first one?
The first one was 11 piercing, 3 fire.
Still looking pretty hurt.
I'll pull the second one.
Okay.
At the last second, I'll pull it back and I'll wait.
You got it.
That's my turn.
Kara, that brings us to your turn.
DM question, because I plan to do it as part of like a how do you want to do this type thing, but I know we're discussing like not killing him, leaving him within inch of his life. So I guess I'll ask you outside of the game real fast. Would you prefer that on like how do we want to do this is I just pass it to somebody else who I feel narratively deserves it, or would you prefer for me to be like it's non-lethal? I just want to like put him at 1
We
HP?
will, we can do either, whatever you feel is
Okay.
more appropriate. If you want to let her roll so she gets the damage for the final kill, or if you want to pass the how do you want to do this as you're like giving her an opening, whatever you feel.
I will in this instance I'll try to give her an opening.
Okay.
So I will take a shot, natural one, a second shot, No. 15 to hit.
Unfortunate.
That's
That brings
okay.
us to his turn.
Yep.
Ouch.
Ooh.
I'll go.
She heard a door open and got scared. I'm sorry, guys.
Happens to me all the time.
Because
too.
of how low
I
he
live
is,
alone.
he
If
is
I heard a
going
door
to
open, I'd be
bonus
fucking
action
terrified.
teleport first on top of you, Akare.
Oh, right on top of me? Mm.
He's then going
Alright.
to take his 2 attacks with his slam against you.
Oh, that's nice.
So what are we calling these?
Sloppy 20s.
Sloppy 20.
That'll hit.
Hey, baby.
Second one to hit is 22.
That'll hit.
First one, 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. Some creaking of metal, as I like a little bit.
That brings to the end of his turn and to your turn, Fane.
All right, so he's a ways away from me. I'm
He's
gonna move
about-
as close.
He's about 30 feet away from you, and he's looking extremely hurt.
Oh, he is 30 feet away from me. Okay, yeah, let's move in 30 feet. Actually, yeah. And I'm technically flanked with Akare, correct?
No, not really. He's got Akare's more to the side.
Okay, that's fine. I will make 2 strikes with crashing waves.
Got it. Same thing you're trying to do with Akare. You're trying to leave Kiat an opening, or are you going for the kill?
I'm going for unconsciousness because as much as I respect Kidai, I'm not risking. If he doesn't go unconscious, then
Essentially
risking it.
what I'm saying is if you deal the amount of damage to kill him, are you going to pass her? How do you want to do this to her for her to have the kill, or are you going for non-lethal damage?
I am going for. Well, I guess it's more nuanced than that because I am afraid. Fane is afraid to risk these
I don't blame you.
these nightmares and things. I'm afraid that if we leave him able to act on our minds, we're not going to end this here if we try and play games.
Essentially what I'm saying is if I give you the how do you want to do this, if you do enough damage to drop him to 0, you can narratively pass it to Kidai, basically describe how you're giving her an opening, and then she can describe how she finishes the kill.
I'll pass it to Kidai.
Okay. You don't have to. I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm just trying to clarify.
No, but I want to make sure that he is.
No, I don't blame
like,
you. I'm the same way.
I want to make sure he is incapable of response. That's the only thing that's.
Matt's saying it's a flair thing, not a gameplay thing.
Correct.
Okay.
He will not get a turn. I'm just trying to see, is Fane being greedy or is he passing this?
No, if I'm pinning him, well, let's see if I finish it first, but yeah.
Sure.
Hysterically ironic. That is a 16 to hit.
Unfortunate.
Ooh.
Every time we talk about it, we're gonna fuck it up.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's 17 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
That's it.
All right, that's gonna be
might be it.
a tripping attack just for shits and giggles.
Okay.
That's gonna be 16 points of damage.
How would you like to do this?
Yeah.
So all I'm doing is as I hurtle in, my wings beat and I just hit him full in into the wood with the blade. And as I sort of come around, I just rip his neck. I gouge it into the wood as I fly past and use my momentum to rip him to the ground. I know he's immune to prone, but I rip him to the
Basically
ground
break all the roots and just pull him to the ground.
and pull him to the ground and hold him with my blade gouged into his neck in position for Kidai.
Okay, Kidai, finish him off for me.
I'd like to roll for it just to be fun.
Sure.
But hold on.
You take advantage because he's prone.
I did. This is funny. Okay. What I'm doing, as soon as I see that he's down and Fane has him, I'm going to not run, I'm going to walk. And as I walk, every step is a little bit less bear and a little bit more Kidai. But again, my eyes are black, my nails are claws. And as soon as I get over to him, the claws take his neck. Does he have hair, DM?
It's more like vines that have leaves and grass growing out of them.
Cool. I'll grab the vines with the other hand bend almost to the point of breaking, look him in the eyes, silence. You did this to me. And I will primal savagery his throat. And that is a sloppy 20.
Too perfect.
Baby.
As you rip out the throat of this, he just has a grin on his face. And as the, like, blood, almost goo red like substance pours out from the veins and everything in the vines, you watch as everything begins to shrivel up. The plant life begins to decay and just lay there, dead. The staff, however, does not.
I am running to the tree as soon as I can collect myself.
As soon as you're done, though, something else happens.
It's never over.
We get $1 million and everything is set back to happy. Yay, the end.
That was but one of many. The crimson
I could barely hear it, Matt. I'm sorry.
shall consume all.
Man, I even amplified it this week. It should have played louder. So, there's a
Something about one of many. Everything I do will consume all.
there's a laugh, and then he says, "Thought that was all? That seed was but one of many. The crimson nightmare shall consume all."
Fuck this guy.
And as the plant life has now decayed and you look down below, there is a small, almost heart-like beating, almost like a massive red acorn. But there's vines and tendrils growing all over it. And as you pick it up, there's almost like a heartbeat to it.
I'm proud of you, Kidai.
Thank you for keeping him for me.
It's
I wouldn't have wanted him to get away either. But I appreciate you letting me step in when you did. I know that the kill is a big pride thing for you. So thank you.
it was yours.
I assume you're running over to the woman in the tree now.
Yes.
As you run
As
over, you can
soon
see
as
that
I can.
the vines and everything that were growing throughout her body are decaying. You would notice as you look around, red crimson leaves falling all around you. The rays of the sunshine now bursting through the tops of this canopy. The tree is dying. And all the roots around slowly begin to wither. As you can see off in the distance, you just hear the as they slam into the ground. Whatever
Yeah,
seed he planted was connected to this tree.
Damn, real quick. The woman that's interred in this tree, is she held by these crimson vines?
She is.
Or
And they are
gonna-
decaying.
I'm gonna draw my sword and look to Kidai. If I can cut him for free.
Please try.
I'll start cutting her
Be,
free.
be as delicate as you can.
Yep, I will, with my short sword, begin essentially cutting through only what I see as the red vine.
I'll be there for kind of like support because I know she's weak. Catching anything that she can't hold herself.
As you delicately slice away at the vines and pull the ones out from under her skin and growing throughout her body that are there, and her body just falls limp into your arms, Kidai.
Is she dead?
Still conscious, her eyes barely open, stare up at you. You can hear her whisper, barely under her breath, almost unable to talk. As she lifts her arm and points to the fountain. The waters.
I'll carry her if I need to, or get her to the water in any way I can.
How big is the fountain?
About 15 feet wide.
Then, as soon as she says this, I will cast Control Water. And I will send enough water to completely consume her and Kidai, like an orb of water. I don't know. I hope it doesn't suffocate you, but could maybe just Maeve.
I'll hold my breath.
I was gonna say it indeed will suffocate. It is water.
Well, she can hold her breath for a couple minutes. I will send the water, and I will
It's like a hollow.
encase the both of them in an orb of water.
As the water begins to flow over, you notice as the roots and the vines that make up this woman's body begin to slowly absorb the water, and you watch as her eyes flare open, and instead of the almost dead, unconscious, withered eyes, her eyes are now glowing with a vibrant green. Her pupils are a very deep forest green, and you notice as like these almost makeup like tree accents begin to form around her eyes, creating almost a green mask made of vines and branches. And she stands and kind of like as she moves, putting kind of motions for you to step back and absorbs all of the water. There's a warm breeze that kind of brushes through all of you. You can feel the forest winds begin to pick up and respond to her. And you can see as she extends her arms, there is now this just like ever twirling miniature tornado of, or not branches, of leaves and flowers kind of encircling her before she lands and looks at the five of you. My dear, I knew I had chose right when I presented you with that, and she motions to the chest piece that you're wearing. I
I'll
can't
just kind of
thank
put
you
my
enough.
hand over my heart.
Can't thank you enough for saving me and my forest.
There are no things necessary.
Unfortunately, this is only a win of many battles to the first win of many battles to come. The Verdant King has many of these trees growing across multiple planes of existence as he tries to extend his reach and tighten his grasp across the worlds. We made a powerful stride in restoring balance to the planes. But I'm afraid that our fight is not yet over. What you saw before you was a seed, a manifestation of his will. The Verdant King himself is like a weed, a plant that grows somewhere and has yet to bloom, a fruit that has not ripened, or, well, in this case, has not rotted. He manifests himself in these seeds, and they carry out his will with small manifestations of his power. I'm afraid next time it's not going to be so easy. But we need to try. We need to try and find wherever the main seed is, wherever the mother tree is. If we can rip the roots out there, be able to stop him from manifesting fully.
For the record, it wasn't that easy this time. Just put that.
I know what he does, and I can only imagine what the five of you have been through, the nightmares he's put you through. Next time you'll be ready for it.
Did he put you through the same things?
I was more like...
Doggo.
She cries too.
I was the nourishment for the tree as she motions upwards. And as she does, she raises her hand, and these very lively green and vibrant vines begin to grow up out of the ground and constrict around it before eventually they snap, and splinters of this tree just go falling to the ground all around.
Can I ask, Maeve, how long were you a part of the tree?
I think roughly 10 years in your time.
Wow. Could you still hear the people that prayed to you?
I could. I could not respond. I could not send aid.
I am in no space to ask any favors of you. And I'll like kind of motion to my chest plate and her in general. Just, I am forever in your debt. But if you could reach out to Freya, I know it would mean a lot to her. She would know that we were safe. She would know that you were safe and that help was coming.
I'm glad to hear that you have met my former pupil. She meant a lot to me, and still does. In fact, you're wearing what was once hers.
That's why she recognized it. I offered it back to her. She didn't take it.
No, Freya has been around much longer than it would appear. And when she last parted with that, it was to seal away an ancient evil. Something that once threatened this earth, or this world. And it seems it has taken up a new order, a new mantle. I believe that I've chosen well.
I hope to make you proud.
My dear, I know why you have sought me out. I have heard your calls, although I could not answer. And while I am thankful and grateful to you, I am sad to say that in this state, and still it's not my full strength, and I will not be able to break the bond the Verdant King has placed on you. Not yet, at least.
I understand.
But I will provide you whatever strength I can when the time comes. And I will
Thank
do
you.
whatever I can
Rip.
to help you cleanse the world's gardens of this weed.
And I'll be as faithful a soldier as I can to you.
From what I can see, you've had some help already. And she motions to the necklace around your neck.
My friends.
The Verdant
New friends.
The Verdant King's power is... I know it is tempting to draw upon. But that symbol around your neck, as she motions to the symbol of Asnatheus around, she is more powerful than I. And I think if you were to seek her out, she would help you be able to break this bond. As I assume
seek her out? I can find her?
Physically, doubtful. But spiritually, I'm sure if you call out to her enough, or find a place that is closely enough linked to her, a shrine, a grove, something, she will answer. And I'm sure that, if I am not mistaken, I do not find myself to be a fool, but I am sure the Verdant King has already placed a seed somewhere within the material plane. And if he has something growing there, she will want it pruned.
I actually had a question for you somewhere close to that, Maeve. I don't know if the name Micaiah means anything to you. But it was what my people called a presence in a place that looked very similar to this. I don't know what to make of it. I was never one of the.
There are multiple beings of the Fae that pass through into the material plane and create groves much like this. They call that place home. That is their crossing, their way to cross between the planes. They tend to these groves. As I'm sure you found out when you crossed over, the more similar the two crossings are between the planes, the easier it is to pass through. If there is indeed one in what you call the Micaiah, I would reasonably assume it to be another Fae crossing. A place where a Archfey or a deity has created a way for them to pass through the planes.
Do you know if this Micaiah could be of use and help Kidai? Maybe. I don't know how all this works. I apologize.
I do not know of what spirit or deity partakes in this Micaiah, but if it is indeed linked to a being of higher power than I, yes, I do think it would be able to help her.
I think we'll put it on the list, Kidai.
On the list it goes.
Babe, do you know if he knows more about ourselves than we do? And the nightmares he gave me weren't things that I recalled or even knew why I was seeing them.
The
And they made me
nightmares,
feel fear, but I don't understand them.
the nightmares are manifestations of your own mind. He can't show you what you don't already know. If you saw a woman's face, a man's face, people from your past, you met them in crossing somewhere, and for whatever reason that you have repressed or forgotten these memories, he brought them back to the surface, torment you, play with your mind.
I assume Maeve speaks Druidic.
She does.
Is it an out loud language in your world or more of like a spiritual one?
It's out loud.
And Akare, if I'm not mistaken, you also speak Druidic.
He does not.
Oh, I thought he did.
Nope, only you.
Okay. If I get a chance in kind of like lower hushed tones, I don't know what you know about my personal story, Maeve, but could I ask you a question that I really just need filled in?
My dear?
When the Verdant King bestowed this all upon me, it wasn't meant for me. It was my husband seeking out the power. But with the everlasting life, he didn't want to be alone. And the Verdant King told him to put a child's blood in my wine every night, and that the drinking of the blood would essentially do the same thing to me. When he told me, I blacked out. I blacked out like I did when I chewed the throat of that seed just a minute ago, and I woke up and there was no body. I need to know if it was me. I need to know if I did that to him.
Fortunately, the way the Verdant's King curse takes hold of your body, it makes you hunger for more flesh, for blood. And you work as a conduit. The more you consume, the more his seed is fed. It seems that when you were first overtaken, the hunger was too much. While it may not have been your own actions, it was from you. Sorry to have to tell you that.
At least I know now. At least that's fuel to
And
help me fight it.
I hope this
I'm
does,
not that kind of monster, Maeve.
hope it brings you some sort of comfort to know that while I don't know the inner workings of the minds or the mind of your husband, the Verdant King could have been using him as a pawn, infecting his mind, trading him with, tempting him with words of everlasting life, power beyond his wildest dreams, and
To
For
get to
some-
Mimi?
to get to anyone, to add more to his army, or to feed hunger. If you did not stop him, I'm sure he would have went on to others.
Well, then I'm glad we're stopping him. But thank you for telling me the truth. I had assumed, of course, but it's a dark hole to have left unanswered.
Quick clarification. That was all in Druidic, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. I will not check the known column of my notes. It tells me what my character knows.
I mean, you guys know some of that. Because I talked about it with Fane the first time it happened.
I don't remember him being your husband, but it's
Oh, oopsie daisy.
all the more sad for.
I think I called him my partner in my notes.
That's
I don't
I
know
think you
if we
used
like.
it- I think you used the word mate at some point, which I liked.
Yeah,
They all mean the
I
same
liked
thing.
like kind of gender neutral terms, but I did
Very primal.
be a guy. Yeah, very primal, very like, you know. Anyway,
I
As
see
the-
Maeve. Oh, go ahead.
Just as I see that conversation sort of winding down, I'll just sort of like, look Maeve, come up, look at Maeve, and say, "How well do you know your subjects, your disciples, Maeve?"
I like to think I know them fairly well. What few
What
of them
does-
are left?
I suppose this is true, but what does Fralia fear most?
That's hard to say. The woman is strong. I don't think I've ever known her to known fear.
Then she's a good grandmother. Then I guess that's where I get it from. When Gendarag left, was it a good parting or a foul one?
When Frelia's son departed, and it did leave a sore spot in Frelia's heart. She was a little wounded that he did not take up the druidic practice, much like herself.
Hmm.
But she knew that he had a different destiny. She was understanding, but she still wished that he would have stayed and learned the ways, learned more from her.
Do you think, and I ask this understanding that it's hard answer to give, do you think it will wound her that I have to leave as well? I trust you can fill in the blanks that she She's family.
I have picked up on such. You are the spitting image, father.
Yes, I know.
But
He had bigger shoulders, but I have a better chest.
you just see her kind of smile and look back at you. I think she's a little more understanding, and while I don't know her feelings about it currently, if I had to guess from the years that I've spent connected to her, she's simply happy to have met you.
And so am I. Thank you, Maeve.
Now, my domain here of the Feywild, as you can tell, I love the autumn. This area is why I chose where I chose to grow my grove. But as the autumn days begin to dwindle, the Fey crossing into my section of the world here so begin to dwindle. So I do not want you all to risk staying here too long and end up with no way back. She will reach her arm up and kind of give it a twirl, and you guys watch as like a circle of flowers begins to sprout in the ground, and these vines begin to grow up and make an archway.
Escape.
I'll nod and walk through.
I'll just kind of like give her a little salute and blow some of my wind at her with some leaves rustling and walk out.
I'll make sure I grab the staff.
Actually, before... Could I say that I did one thing before I left?
Sure.
I would have just, while she was talking to Kidai, I would have taken a GIF in the Book of Remembrance, I would have tapped it, and just to see like this dryad woman and this human with antlers sort of talking peacefully in the clearing.
Sure. Beautiful.
Please ignore the squeaking, but I'd like to take her hand and give it a squeeze and thank her before we leave.
Enough to do.
Akare just takes in the whole of this area, the fallen tree and the surrounding trees, many of which he's never had a chance to see, and he locks eyes with Maeve and walks backwards into the opening.
Kind of gives you a small grin. Just a friendly smile as you walk through. I assume you pass through as well, Kidai? So the five of you, as you are find yourselves back now in the Yklavar Grove. We're gonna take our break.
Ah, Matt, don't make me ask it. Don't make me ask it.
What?
That's a great time. Great break point. It's got to be.
Not yet.
Oh,
I see what y'all are fiending for.
I know
Chad,
what
you
you're
wanna level
fiending
up
for.
again.
What? How is there? There is not a more perfect time.
I'm
There
squeaking
isn't a
for
more
you
perfect
guys.
time. Ah, fuck.
Sorry.
The more we level up, the harder things are gonna hit, and then somebody's gonna end up dying. Let's just chill. We're in it for the
You guys already just had a pretty hard encounter.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even give that guy legendary resistances.
Oh, real quick, while I just saw that in chat, Geostellar? Yeah,
Geostellar?
Stick around. You'll see how sad my songs can be.
Oh god. Also, Geostellar, welcome. I don't know if this is your first time here, but we're glad to have you.
Yep.
We'll be back here in a couple minutes, guys. We are going to take our break. When we come back, we will see what the party ventures off to next. Stick
Grab
around.
some H2O. Get comfy.
Get hydrated.
we're back.
Hey!
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Always.
ready.
Born
Always.
ready, baby. Let's
Let me
go.
get my
We
chat pulled back
perfectly
up.
behaved while you were gone.
We were actually very.
Fane,
well
I don't know if you noticed this,
once.
but there is a Shorty Shorts count in chat, and it is up to 3.
There is a Shorty Shorts account in chat?
Shorty Shorts count.
Yeah, they're counting how many times they see him.
Oh, no. Hold on,
Mine
let's
aren't-
take it up.
Mine
Let's
are
take it up to
short shorts,
4.
but if I hike the Captain Morgan knee up, it gets real. Oh my.
Oh
Oh,
my goodness, scandalous.
too
Oh, man.
That's 4. 4.5 if you count the... Well, never mind.
That is the father of my child subjecting himself on the internet.
We love to
Not
see
even
it.
for money. Just
Yes.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
you
get
gotta start
those
somewhere.
bucks, too.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
you gotta-
this is my summer internship before I become a gigolo.
Before he gets his OnlyFans.
You gotta build the regular base first.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the regular fans, and then you
Yeah.
monetize
You
your
gotta-
fan
Yeah.
base.
Start
Yeah.
from the bottom. Start small.
Call
go
911. I
slow.
just fainted.
I just fainted.
Listen, Aiden, I only start one way, and that's big.
Oh. Oh.
Whoa.
Okay, guys.
Whoa.
So,
Hmm.
Jazz
as you
hands.
all pass through the archway, back into the material plane through the Feywild, I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, this is the big one.
What?
Oh, this is why I save my inspiration.
You know
I failed.
what? You know what?
You don't know what the DC is, Zamir.
That's true, but I'm guessing it's higher than a 13.
9?
Anybody
This is
lower than a
four.
10? Just
I want to be lower than 10.
just an Akari? Just Akari?
Yeah,
Akari?
9.
Everything that just happened for you in the Feywild blurs between reality and what you know to be real. There are aspects of what you just experienced that fade from you, and parts of it that begin to slip your mind.
What?
You essentially cannot recall anything that just happened.
God, we can riff on this for hours, Matt. Why would you give us this?
As the effects of passing through the plains and out of the Feywild take an extra dimensional toll on your mind.
I guess just delete your notes then. Oopsie daisies.
I'm gonna, not knowing, of course, and nobody is aware of this, right? I'm going to.
Akari is
Just-
aware that is like he knows stuff just happened, but it's starting to become a blur in his mind. So essentially, everything that just happened with Maeve you can remember, but everything from before the short rest you cannot. Everything is starting to become a blur.
So he's like not like mind blank. He's just fuzzy on the details.
So I know the gist.
Yes.
I know the important parts. Arguably.
You know the important parts. You just like the whole walk between the short rest and Maeve.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have no memory of that.
That's probably for the best. That would taunt him in his century's rest. So
I'm going to, as we come out, and I'll say, I'm going to go up, and as I take a big breath of fresh air as everyone's coming through, I'm going to go up to Kidai behind her and grab her underneath the shoulders and lift it up, and I'll just say, "You did it! Kidai, you did it!"
I'll just like throw my arms up and enjoy it for a second.
Do like a Titanic spin, and then
Yeah.
set her down. And I'll say, "It's not done, but you can at least rest knowing that you've taken the first step."
I'm just happy Maeve's okay for now. I really
And that's a
am.
victory.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think we'd get that far.
And you did it, and you should cherish it.
We
you
all did it.
succeeded. We all did it. We all did it. But this one belongs to you, Kidai.
We
Exult.
should celebrate.
We should celebrate.
We should
Absolutely.
celebrate. We should also probably let Grammy know that we're okay.
I was about to ask DM, where are we?
You're within the Clivar Grove. Back, and not in the same place where you originally crossed over. As you turn around, you notice you are in a very similar place from where you just crossed over. That same fountain, with the same iconography of the different religious symbols across it, and the water kind of seemingly flowing out of nowhere out of this fountain, pouring down into it out of the center of the crest where that moon, pearlescent moon is.
Do I have something resembling a jar or like a canteen?
You have a water skin.
Can I dump out whatever I have in my water skin and save some of that water?
Yeah, definitely.
Just
Use that perfume bottle you got.
It's like pH
Oh
balance
no!
thing.
Well, no, we need that. We need that to smell sexy for later.
Mineral spring water.
We, you know,
Goddamn
moon
perfume.
water, Feywild water. You never know what uses it
Perfectly
could have.
balanced pH water. What you just
You
got
may
there.
add to your inventory 1 water skin of Moonwell water.
Moonwell water.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Is
Do
that
you-
in there, or do I need to write it in my notes?
You need to write it in your notes.
Okie dokie.
Extremely quickly, as everyone comes out of the portal, I will just give me 1 second, guys, and I will run through everyone with a healer's kit charge, because I imagine we're all looking like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Would you like me to roll separately, or would you like me to keep the first roll I made? For
Your
everyone?
decision.
Well, if it's my decision, I'd keep the first,
Go for it.
because I rolled a 6 on the die, so 16 to everyone.
There you go.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
The real MVP.
Some king shit.
That is 5 charges, which is half of a whole healer's kit gone.
As Kothar
You
comes
should be
up
running
and-
kind of low now, aren't you?
No, because you let me buy 2.
I know you
so-
bought, yeah.
and I started with 4 because you were an extremely generous DM.
I know.
So I have 1 charge on this one, and then I have 2 full ones after that.
Right. Yeah, I figured you had to be at least halfway through.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
As Kothar comes up to Akarian, like, it's strange to see bandages. I mean, you've done it before, but it's strange to see it work on what you presume to be a metal man. I'll just kind of, oh, I didn't. Where did I get those? I wasn't hit during the. Stayed in the back near the tree line.
Are you all right?
Do we need to put you in rice and perhaps dry you out a bit?
Hey,
It was terrible.
I can't help but laugh at that. That was a good one.
Listen, maybe Fane, I appreciate the humor, I always do. Maybe he got hit in the head a little harder than we thought. Listen, bud, it's all right. Just take it easy. There's a little bit of a tussle.
Yeah, I
It
remember
technically
I
happens.
remember the
It, te-
verdant
it,
thing and
it technically happens to us too. You get hit in the head and you don't remember anything. It happens many times to me.
yeah, I didn't fall during the. I remember the verdant guy. I just don't remember getting these as I touch my side where I was torn up.
Pull at some of the wiring. Say, no, you definitely got hit.
Oh no, that remains inside. Thank you.
It's so obviously on the outside.
Well, it's supposed to be. That's why I'm. And thank you, Kothar. I appreciate it.
Can I?
I can punch it back in for you.
No thanks. That's what the outer plating is for. Is to, you know, if you ever
Akari,
need me to
could
come
I?
here.
Could I ask you a question? And this might be somewhat personal, but I simply don't understand.
At the moment, I'm not sure I'd have any answer. Feeling a little weird.
Well, no, maybe this is a strange timing for this question, but I've never gotten such a good look. But all of this stuff inside of you, what does it do?
I don't know.
It's like
It's me. I
Okay.
mean, what I told you is true. The Azari people picked me up out of said I fell from the sky, and I don't remember anything before. If this is to be believed, as I thumb out the diary, then I'm what I appear to be. Nothing inside me is like the rest of you.
I mean, we agree on that. Your difference is not in question, nor is your humanity. I hope you know that. I don't mean to be crude when I ask these questions, but it's just so different and so fundamentally foreign from the inside of a man. I struggle to understand how you operate, I suppose.
I wish I had an answer to your question. What I do know is that when I started to regain myself, when the Zari people, they took me in for what I was, and they didn't judge me. As I started to regain myself, the most crucial of things that I seem to have retained was the shroud. And I'll switch it on real quick and switch it back off, in which Akari appears to all of you again as the human man with kind of this shoulder-length red hair, braids, blue markings along the face, and just a general tribal look. And he switches it off real fast. That was retained. Somebody knew. Something knew that everyone would have the same question you do, Fane, but maybe not investigate it the same way.
I suppose my intentions are they're merely curiosity.
No, I know I'm sorry, Fane, I'm terrified of it. That someone is going to find out what I am and not react like you four did to me.
You know, they say that everyone has 3 faces. Have you ever heard this? Kare?
We don't have anything like that in the fire array.
It's an expression. It's an expression. There are.
You know, I haven't gotten out much.
It's okay. It's metaphorical. There is the face we present to everyone around us, the public person. There is a second face, which is the person we are around those we are closest to. And then there is a third face, which is the one we keep most private. It is the face we only speak to ourselves as, that no one ever gets to see. And each one of us is afraid that someone will find out about that third face, that inside face. I noticed that you are so ashamed of what you are, but that makes you more similar to the rest of us than anything else. Every one of us is afraid to be discovered for what we actually are. And Akare, you have nothing to be ashamed of. You look different, but you are more human than any of us.
Time of day is it, DM?
Looking around, it seems like maybe 10 minutes passed while you guys were in there. So it is still early in the day, about a little after 10 o'clock.
In the middle of what you were telling me, where you say you have nothing to be ashamed of, Fane, you notice Akari look up, and although it is morning, there's still the traces of the DM2 moons in the sky, in their current phase, as he looks towards that. I'm not ashamed of what I've been here, Fane. I'm ashamed of what I was. Whatever I was. So I kind of tuck the diary back into my pack. It's something I can't account for. It's something I don't know if I'm gonna end up, as you say, bringing trouble to the people who I share my second face with. I respect and adore and love each of you so much. Shitty as this circumstance on this island is, and I I have a total lack of accounting for the things that you guys are capable of speaking of. You, Kothar, with your Uthal? His name was Uthal? Nope. No, his name's Uthal? Okay, got it right. That's cool. Got that from memory. You know, Fane, I don't know all the... I guess I feel perpetually like you when walking into Singara and finding your family. I don't know when that's going to happen to me, and I don't know if it's going to be finding family. It might be a rival, someone who hates whatever I was, whatever I did. I'm terrified of that.
Whatever it is, Akar, good or bad, you cannot control. All you can do is relish that you exist. It is all any of us can do. Men get fat on riches and fear to spend it. The poor get food and eat it too quickly. Every one of us forgets at time to live while we have the chance. You are alive, and that is what matters, Akari. Enjoy that. Be where your feet are. Don't think what your feet are made of. Be where your feet are. And live. Enjoy the vibrance, the color. Feel things. Jump too quickly. Rush in. But feel. That's the important part.
Hikar, you may have remembered a couple weeks ago when I asked you if you still wanted to be called Hikare or not. And I think this kind of leans into you afraid of, or being afraid of what you were. Take it from someone with a little bit of experience in the matter. Changing your name, picking a new moniker, have wonderful things for reinventing yourself, evaluating where you are in the world, and just starting fresh. If Akara is your new moniker, perfect.
Can I make the assumption, DM, that Druidcraft kind of works the same as Wild Shape, where if I've seen it, I can make it, as far as like wildlife?
Sure.
I would like to take Akare's hand, kind of gently Druidcraft a little bracelet of flowers that we would have seen in the Feywild, that maybe he wouldn't remember, something we saw on the walk or something like that. As for what's happening right now, the Feywild can sometimes mess with your head. And if there's any gaps that we can fill in for you, if there's any gaps we can fill in for you ever, all you have to do is ask. We're here for you in the same way that you've been here for all of us.
Takes a long look around at the tree line and then kind of one by one. So we got two big dudes in this group. Takes them all in for one big hug. Best he can do.
Throw a little butt spank in there.
Demira gets very, like, tense and awkward.
I try to block my antlers so they don't hurt anybody.
I specifically try to tangle horns with Kita.
That's like a whole bending down maneuver for you, though.
I just want everyone to
He's
get
like this.
just as much of my thick, juicy pecs as they want.
Demira just turns into, like, that awkward kid who, like, freezes.
she's like stiff as a board,
as they want.
Yeah, you're not like
I'm gonna-
forcefully inducing pet.
I kind of just, like, recuse myself from the like, pats on the back.
Anyone's face. These are optional.
I need to
Thane
know if
has
lizards
his-
have chest hair right now.
Who?
I need to know if lizards grow chest hair right now.
No, they have scales. I don't have a fucking piece of hair on my body.
I will rest my head gently on Kothar's chest. I'll take Kita with me as I kind of bend my head down.
Oh god.
It's just a mess of a hug.
I am sorry, guys. I'm feeling a little weird, and thank you for telling me the truth. What I know is the truth, but I refuse to believe it. I appreciate it. It's we're wasting time. I'll kind of like ready my pack. DM, do I know a general direction of where we need to go?
Yeah, because we've got
Before
a
you
minute,
get moving,
right?
I will remind you that you have a staff with you.
Yeah, I would have. I meant to mention that I would have grabbed the staff.
I
Kothar
actually grabbed it.
specifically said I grabbed it. Don't worry, bud.
I was about to too.
I was
Right,
hoping it got left back so I could just mention it at the end of the session.
Nope.
Oh.
I will slowly approach Kedai with it. I don't. I think this might be yours anyway, but would you do us the honors?
I will identify it.
Take the 10 minutes to ritual cast identify using identification. And you may look up Crimson Nightmare's staff.
Oh no!
Don't like the way that sounds.
I don't. Well, I mean, I like it in our hands, probably.
You're gonna like it when you read it.
And read it aloud for good old fashioned chat.
Oh, of course I will.
Okay, I was gonna say you me too if you want to.
No, we need more Lissa in this stream.
I disagree, but
much as we
this
can-
dark redwood
Oh,
staff.
Gone
Goodbye.
again.
It always happens when I start reading. It always happens when I start
Either
reading.
you're reading
it's a
or
curse.
it's her turn. Yeah.
He's back.
She's back.
Okay. The dark redwood
Baby.
staff is crafted from the branches of the crimson nightmare tree. A druid attuned to this staff may cast the entangle spell once per long rest without expending a spell slot. Additionally, once per long rest, you may channel the nightmarish energy in this staff to grant you and a number of allies equal to your proficiency modifier advantage on wisdom saving throws for 1 minute, or a number of enemies disadvantage on wisdom saving throws for 1 minute equal to your proficiency modifier.
Wow. Jeez.
That, you know what? That sounds
Like
like something
that.
great for a car.
I will
Requires
slip off-
attunement by a druid.
I will slip off the
I
ring
said
of
a car and I changed it.
identification and pass it to Akare, and I'm just gonna take this staff.
I'm sorry, what did you pass to me? There was some cross.
The ring of identification. The second I got that back, I took it off my finger and I gave you the ring.
Okay. That's fair. Let me add that to my... I assume I don't need to read the ring of identification to the chat. It's
No, you do
the
not.
ring of it. You can identify things.
Please God, no.
May I please attune to the staff?
You may.
We have a long day of travel ahead of us, correct?
We sure do.
I'd still like an hour, please.
I would.
What time of day
like
is
an
it?
hour.
About 10 in the morning. It seems like barely any
Oh.
time has passed since you guys were in there.
But is this normally no? Because we just started our day of travel.
Just
like,
started your day, and you guys had spent maybe an hour just walking around the grove until that wisp kind of showed you the way towards the gateway, towards the crossing.
And then we spent 4 to 5 in there probably.
But it was only like.
and you
10
gotta remember,
minutes past
you
that.
guys didn't start your day until late though, because you slept. You
Yeah.
slept and you didn't go to bed till 2 in the morning.
Yeah. So we're pretty much. I mean, we got a full day ahead of us, so we should take a quick bit of kip.
I would
and
appreciate it. I came out of the Feywild with 20 HP.
Then, oh no.
That was even lower than me.
Yeah,
was-
I was.
you know-
I looked. I was the lowest.
Here's a thought. Why
yeah,
don't-
that's what happens when there's psychic damage.
Here's a thought. Why don't we make up for lost travel time? But flip side, let's take an hour here. You guys get ready. We'll go back to the spot that we found on the cliffside. And then start early, rather than staying late. To get there, we'll start early and make our way back. Make our way. I did that.
Making our way downtown.
Because basically the opposite of what we were doing previously, which was going long and then sleeping in long. We're to get there early, sleep in long, then start short. Don't make a length joke right now, Emma. I can see your face.
I said nothing.
Your face said everything it needed to say.
Oh my god, what if the big bad
is the singer of the Making My Way song.
Making my way. You did too much making your
Vanessa
way.
Carlton, isn't it?
All
I
right.
have no idea.
Making My
So-
Way. Down.
We'll do that, shall we? Unless
Terry
you have any
Crews.
objections.
Kidai, just a reminder.
Yeah.
I believe you're full on attunement slots, which is why you passed the ring, correct?
Yes.
Just a reminder, the staff is two-handed, so if you were using it, you cannot use the flame tongue blow.
Okay, so
Okay. Heard.
Yeah, so
You gotta
you
use
can
the
still
case.
have it. You'll just have to store it, and you'll have to pull it out. So it's going to cost
Yeah.
you an action to pull it out in combat. But just a reminder.
Okay. Got it. I will probably need to be reminded again, though.
No worries. That's what I'm here for.
I suppose we make our way.
Oh, rest.
Rest first. Rest.
Yeah,
Sorry.
short rest, then we're going to the cliffside. And then next day we get up early and travel back. We're flip-siding what we did before.
Hmm. I like it.
Okay.
During the short rest, if I'm capable of doing that, and as well getting a short rest DM, I just want to, now that we're in the prime material version of the Grove, try to reach out whatever way I can to the Micaiah. Just kind of sitting and closing my eyes, that kind of nothing fancy.
What percentile update?
Percentile? You'll never guess who didn't bring out his percentile. He'll just roll 2d10 instead. So that's a 36.
Nothing out.
Okay. Yeah, he just closes his eyes and remembers memories of the eerily similar visage of this grove, but elsewhere. And I'm gonna do some hit dice, but I won't add anything yet. Just
You guys
adding.
indeed get your short rest.
Everyone
Nice.
doing hit dice. Add them.
I'm gonna heal for nothing. That's okay.
So, we love to see it.
What happens when you spend all your hit dice?
You know, this is the first time it's come to bite me in the ass, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But it was
That's-
worth it because we cratered that plant dragon.
Yeah, I mean that's the upside and the downside of that weapon.
Verdant Kick did a fair amount of damage, but let's be honest, we just bullied the shit out of him. That was pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
We
Some
told,
real-
we
some
we
real star
stole
players there.
we stole 2 out of 4 of his turns with control.
Yep. Yeah, you guys really.
Without that, I don't think I would have had 20 HP. I
Those
might
are
have
big-
gone down for the first
Those-
time in 13 sessions.
Big stun, Zamira. Big stun.
Don't say that because it's gonna make something hit so fucking hard it's gonna one-shot me.
Has it really been 13 sessions?
This
Mm-hmm.
is the
is the
13th
13th, yeah.
episode.
It's only been 13? I feel like it's been a year.
I mean, me too, but
Been-
Time flies when
That's
you're
why,
having this much
that's why he
fun.
keeps denying our level ups. This is only session 13, bud.
14
Speaking
14
of
weeks
that,
in.
only
Yes,
one week off.
Kidai.
oh, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
she's suggesting that.
This is the longest we've gone without a level up yet, Matt.
Yeah, and
Yes,
it's
like,
gonna
yeah,
be
keep
the
it going,
longest
boss.
if you keep it up.
Fuck.
So you guys
It is-
eventually just do speed up time. Make it down to the edges of the cliff face where you stayed the night before.
Hmm.
Who's taking first watch?
I can.
I'm gonna take it too.
Okay. As the rest of you bed down for the evening, Akare, you find your vantage point to
Oh, yeah.
watch for the night. 3 of you roll your perception checks for me.
Completely forgot. This is like my thing. 22.
17.
6.
Pain's drinking.
Ben is drinking.
Hey, celebrations.
He says,
So,
and
This isn't
Aka-
celebration drinking. This is survival drinking.
Akare, how much was yours again? Sorry.
I already moved the d20. I rolled a.
Like a 21.
I think it was a 22.
20
I really want to say it was
20.
22.
Okay, I know I heard a 22 and then I heard 17, Samira?
Mhm.
Question
I
mark?
already moved the d20,
Okay.
so I completely forgot the number.
22
from my
and
brain.
17, got it.
Got it.
As the 3 of you begin to sit down for your evening's watch, sitting next to the small crackling fire, that you have made as the sun has begun to set off in the distance to the west, and the two moons begin to shine down, kind of blanketing the land in their pearlescent light. You can hear the sounds yet again this evening. The low rumble, the beating of the wings, smaller but still prominent in the night. As you look out and dozens, if not hundreds, of dragons come crawling out of the volcano off in the distance and just begin flying in circles. And you watch them ever so, almost as in groups, diving down into the valleys below. Right around where you know on your map is marked as the Shattered Forest. Seems as if they're culminating right around that area. And it seems with every night, more and more of them appear as you draw closer to that date you have marked. And the moons align. And Zeltroy's next bride is chosen.
Fine.
Not on this watch, sorry.
I thought you.
Just
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go crawl under my desk and die.
He did roll a 6 because he's not on his watch. He rolled a fucking 6.
Sorry. What's up, Sabina?
Why? Why is it that you're always drinking? You seem to be the most well-adjusted of all of us. You're always full of wise advice and positivity, more so than the rest of us. Besides Kedai, but I mean, she is a ray of sunshine.
I'll take that as a compliment, I suppose. Let me ask you a question to respond to your question. Have you ever been cut with a blade?
Several times.
Right. And the first time it happened, you didn't know how it would feel, but the second time you knew how it would feel, right?
I suppose.
So with pain comes wisdom. This we know. That's the answer to the question that you didn't ask.
But you said you were going to ask me. I guess you did if I had been cut with a blade, but it doesn't.
I did. That was the question. It was point blank.
Doesn't seem. It's something you need. I mean, I don't always understand because I've never consumed alcohol before, but it seems trivial to me.
You know, the longer we stay here, the more I wonder why I do as well. When I was in Drakenford, the whole of my life was success. It was this ever increasing intensity of glory and women and whatever you could ever want. I was a god among men. When I walked, the path cleared. And then Genderon died. And this bright shining light suddenly had shades in front. The joy faded from everything. And I had become so addicted to joy, to thrill, to success that it had to be filled with something. And I started drinking and I never really stopped. It made me slow, but it was better than feeling that darkness, letting it hit me fully.
Are you not concerned about the possible consequences? I mean, I know. Well, maybe you didn't notice tonight, but the swarm of dragons just on the horizon. What if they were to come this way? and you were rendered useless.
From my treetop, I just want to say, by the way, this island is like kind of nod over at the dragons. Horriblest fucking place I've ever seen. Every night this shit happens.
Fair.
It's well, imagine this choice, Zamira. Imagine wanting to die. Imagine wanting to end your own existence because it was dull and grey. And then imagine you could assuage that need by being slow or clumsy. It's not a hard choice to make.
I suppose I just don't understand.
And
Maybe if I partook, it would be different and I would understand, but I don't see that day coming.
well, you are like the Verdant King in that way. He has something he desires so much. His perspective is so fundamentally different from Kidai's that he could never understand hers. And thus your perspective is so fundamentally different from mine because we are complete opposites. I have lived a life that is so rugged and different and varied, so explorative, whereas you have lived what I presume has been a protected life.
Mostly cloistered, yes.
So perhaps, and it is not a requirement, and it is not necessary, it is not something I hope for you, but perhaps when you have felt the fullness of loss of the top and the bottom, not a measured middle, we can discuss, and you may understand yet.
Well, I hope you don't take my comment as judging. I wasn't judging, mainly curious.
I don't begrudge you your lack of perspective, Zamira. I envy it, actually. But it was a fair question, and a practical one.
I was just trying to gain some more insight into you, I suppose.
Now you have it. Now you have it. Thank you for asking.
And first watch come close.
Only 2 more.
Second watch? Anyone? Just Akari.
I'll take it.
Alright. I roll that perception. So you
Oh,
wake up for
You gotta get uncozy for a second, girl.
No, that was so cozy. That's a big bad 12, I think.
Can't wait to watch you fall asleep on stream. They're gonna in that
Like
chair.
a dad in an armchair, yeah.
The chair looks comfy as shit. I can't.
It's a 12.
Looking across the horizon as you kind of sit below the tree where Akari has kind of perched himself. Fane and Zamira and Akari would have pointed out to you swarm of dragons that it now to you is more like roughly a dozen, what you can count. Just looking out, you don't have dark vision, so it's hard, but you kind of catch count of the different sizes and shapes of them as they dart in and out of the moonlight. The distant roars, flapping of the wings off in the distance. But eventually your watch comes to a close.
Those cheeks.
Unless you'd like to talk to Akari for the next hour.
Yes, we would. We would like to talk amongst ourselves the next.
What do you want to talk about, Akari?
At some point, I'll come moseying down the tree.
They want to talk about Fane's pecs and them thighs.
I want to talk about that right there on camera right now. Chat, look.
Is that number 6?
That's who knows what. Oh, yeah. Got me feeling some type of way. Sorry, headphone users. That might have been a little loud.
Oh God.
Oh gosh. Okay. I mosey my way down the tree.
Okay.
Mosey your way.
Mosey my way. Kita, I my mind's a little jumbled. Not that it matters. You said as much. It was just a weird day. It felt like days. It felt like 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. How do
I
you
certainly
feel?
think it matters.
How do you feel?
I feel like it was really intense. Um, all in the span of a couple of hours, really. I had to face the person that monster that made me the way I am and meet the woman who can help fix me, get some sort of direction.
Do you mind if
You
I
know,
ask, how did you and Maeve first connect, meet? How did that go down?
that was our first meeting.
No,
I mean, I suppose that when I found her growth and my chest plate, that we sort of connected then, but I only knew of her through Frelia. Frelia told me that if we find Maeve, we may find what was wrong with the wildlife, with the plants, and why they were dying, and Maeve was in charge of all of the plant life, and she may know why it was dying. She may have been in trouble because it was dying. So, as the protector, that was a good place to start. Why do you ask?
Well, I'd like to follow up on what you said, actually.
Sure.
Protector. My people have a word for it. It's what they called me. Meli is their word for their protector. They're chosen. They chose me as their protector, so I don't know if that's something you're interested in, but if I understand the customs of the Azari well, you deserve that title.
You deserve that title, Akare.
See, but I can't claim it for myself. It was given to me, yes. But that does not stop anyone from holding it. I think you are a protector as well. You showed up in a very unfamiliar land. Remember when I told you I think we're all here for a reason we didn't understand? I think this is yours. Whatever this Verdant King, Asnatheus, Maeve business is, it's your solution and also their solution at the same time. You're part of their plan, but you're not left out of it. You're not being used. You're neither agreeing to it nor choosing it. And that's what the Micaiah, what I talked about before, did to me. Or did with me. When I was just getting myself back together, whatever the Micaiah is, it wasn't a request, it was just complete acceptance. There was no binding contract, no anything. And yet you wander into Sangara, you find Frelia. You hear about Maeve, and sure, you've got your own goals, but you were selfless in the moment. It wasn't about you, it was about her. You see?
It does sound nice.
I'm probably the worst person to talk to about this.
I disagree, Akare.
I wasn't meaning for it to sound nice.
No, I mean the title. The title sounds nice.
Take it for what you will. It was my people's title. So it may not be beholden to you, that's fine. You may not be.
No, I like it quite a bit. I do.
Well, you who from the very first night took care of a lot of our basic needs. Even mine, as you did not know that I was Fane would chastise me if I said what. So who I am. You immediately set yourself the task for caring for others. I think you deserve it. Whether or not you want to take it as yours is up to you.
I will. I think it sounds nice, and I think if nothing else, it's motivating. You know, today was the first step in a long journey I'm going to be on. And
Yeah, it was a kind of ended with almost a lead into the next.
doesn't it always? But how do I phrase it? Protector Kidai? Kidai protector of
You can phrase it however you like. To my people,
I'll think on it.
To my people, I'm either Akare or Meli.
Really.
It's a title as much as a nickname.
I love it. Thank you, Akari. That does mean a lot to me.
But you know what? You've got your own tribe. Why don't you, if your tribe doesn't have one, why don't you moniker a nickname for yourself?
Maybe if it's ever acceptable for me to go back, maybe I will. So then I founded a tribe.
I won't pry anymore.
So then I have you guys. That's what matters.
Eventually, your guys' watch comes to an end. Both are close this out.
Second watch, man.
Sorry, guys.
As I pass Keita, I'll hand her the bottle for celebration. Just a quick swig.
How about 2 or 3?
Sure.
2 or 3 it is. And I'll hand it back.
I'll head back on my watch with, or head to my watch with Akare.
Perception check.
19.
Looking across, you can see the dragons that Kidai pointed out to you have since dissipated. And as the night gets into early morning, they return to their perch, crawl back inside the massive mountain. There's a peaceful silence in the valley. No sound of nightlife for a brief moment. No sounds of the dragons. No sounds coming from the mountain. And for a brief moment, it's peaceful. Just a blissful, quiet evening with the moonlight shining down across the valley and the winds blowing through the grass, creating those almost like waves in the sea. And for a moment, it almost feels like you're back on the ocean. It brings you a bit of comfort.
I will, I guess I'll spend 99% of my watch just relishing in the feeling. And at some point in the middle, I'll just kind of wordlessly offer the bottle up to the tree above me where Akari is sitting, and I'll say, not tonight, but maybe someday when you've had a little more time to think on names, let me know.
The bottle's accepted. And then, shortly later, passed down.
And eventually, as his watch comes to an end,
Eventually.
you all awake the next morning and get your long rests.
Tiger
Yay.
cannot change his stripes.
Matt, you gotta make it like the Grammys and just like cut off our mics after a few minutes.
You gotta start playing me off, dude. You really need like some high sound.
Oh my god, we need a timer.
We do. We do need
Really
some sort of...
fucking do.
He complains he loves it.
That was
If
a
you-
30-minute watch.
If you have something important to say, we gotta talk real fucking fast.
So, Kidai, what do you think about the whole thing? How does it
I
go?
think about a lot of things.
Yeah, we're not doing that. As you all awake the next morning,
This is D&D as much as therapy.
True.
where are you guys heading?
To
Sangara, baby.
Grand's house, over the river and through the woods.
Absolutely.
To grandmother's
am-
house we go.
I don't disagree that we should head there, but I'd like to add, perhaps, if we have some time, we investigate wherever those dragons were headed.
I think that's out of the way, isn't it?
Figure that forest to the east.
Yeah, the forest over to the east. I mean, listen, I think I could track us a pretty good path. I don't think it'd take too terribly long to get there.
You know, now that you mention it, why do we have to go back to Sangara? I think all things that will happen. There is no one waiting on us for critical information. I think we can just go.
Well, other than telling your grandmother Frelia about the grove, but
But us telling her will not change anything. She will know.
I'd
Yeah,
also-
I'd imagine the grove, if it was going to heal, would just begin to heal.
I'm sure Frelia could pick up on that, perhaps.
We did tell her, one way or another, that we would signal her if we needed help or not. That's the only reason I think we should say something.
Could you send one of your messengers?
I
Save us
suppose I could.
4 days of travel.
I suppose I could. I have not changed spells yet, so yep, sure can.
Is that what you're doing then, Kidai?
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, sorry. I was looking for it. I didn't know what level it was. Yeah, I'll spend an animal messenger and send her something.
So you flag down the nearest birds you can find and send off an animal messenger for Frelia. Just
Can it be
explain-
butterflies? Are butterflies strong enough?
Sure.
Really
It's like
strong
it's-
butterflies.
It'll take them longer to get there, but they'll get the job done.
Yeah.
And you explain to this small pack of colorful butterflies that the grove has been healed. The Verdant King expunged, and Maeve restored. It'll take time for everything to fully heal, but it's on the right path.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which way you guys heading?
All of a sudden, I'm tempted to go east.
Oopsie daisy going east.
Directly east through... Explain your path to me.
Hex, you're muted, by the way.
What if we went to Ophila? Just make a quick pit stop and see the third piece of the puzzle here. We could.
I mean, that is probably the closest stop. I will take out the map, obviously, so we're all looking at it. Sorry, I thought
Mhm.
it's probably implied, but
I
so
mean-
you'd like to head south through the rolling wildlands to Ophila, and then to what? The Shattered Forest, or I mean,
And
at
then-
that point we're so close to High Pass.
High pass.
like,
High pass
Quick
next. And
pit stop, Shattered Forest. Listen. Now that we're looking at it, what is the Evergreen Abyss? Evergreen? Evergrove?
Evergrew.
Sorry, my map doesn't zoom enough.
You're fine. Evergrew.
The Evergrew Abyss, like, I'm really tempted by the Wood Abyss. What is it?
I think maybe we could do. I like that we could make like a circle, like a half moon. Stop in, hit all the spots, cause all the trouble. See where it takes us.
Counterpoint.
We have to-
Mm-hmm.
As Akari traces his fingers down from the opening at the southern edge of the Yukavir Grove and across the north of the River's Heart Basin. if this map is accurate, we had not a whole lot of trouble thanks to you, Fane, crossing the Falmouth Canal. We could, if this is accurate, swing east, check out the Shattered Forest, Evergrew Abyss. If it's of no use to us at the moment, skip it. Should be a shorter crossing, maybe. There. Might even be able to expect fallen trees, or some crafty beaver, perhaps. And then we're already
Ooh.
in the east and heading back west.
No, I like it. And we can make it down to...
I don't know how accurate this is going to be in terms of what we'll find, but I'm starting to think that if we're
You
going
know-
to eventually make a way back to Sangara, that could be what we need. It's a half moon, but the opposite side, yeah?
Right. It occurs to me that this is our first chance, truly, to make a decision for ourselves. I think, Kothar, I think the Evergrew Abyss idea is perfect. We take a little bit of choice back. Go do something for ourselves.
That would be a nice change of pace.
I agree. I don't think anyone's waiting on us.
No?
DM, could I have added to my note to inform our besties back there that we're still doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you
Thanks.
think, Kirai?
I think as long as everyone knows that we're safe, I think from now on here it's our choice.
The only downside of what I see, it gets us closer to the large mountain where he is. And there's a lot of open land there. I can do what I have done before and help mask us, but I don't know what sort of visual cover we'll find.
We sleep during the day, like before. We do our best to be considerate.
I don't know. During the night, they raid the Shadow Forest with hundreds of dragons. Small dragons, but still dragons.
Yes.
No, that was when we slept during the day. We just did our sleep during the day.
No, it's daytime right now. We slept during the night. During the day, he roams. During the night, they go to the Shattered Forest.
And when we roll shitty, they hunt.
Listen, here's my thought. During the day, we have one massive dragon. If we draw his ire, we are royally screwed. At night, it's a bunch of little dragons. I think we can avoid most of their eyes if we time ourselves right, you know? We've handled some small dragons before. I think we could... I don't really want to, because I know, Zamira, you have a lot of connection to dragons, and personally, they kind of fucking hurt. But, like, I think we could do it if we had to.
I actually think the opposite. I think if we time our travels with Zeltroy, we simply make especially considerate to avoid him. That gives us more freedom to move. We only have to dip for an hour, not the whole night. We rest at night, hide, and make a consideration to eat lunch during Zeltroy, same time as Zeltroy.
I don't think any of this is bad ideas. DM, is there a way that I can reason out what would be the smartest thing to do? Or us as a group, what would be the most
Make a dumb check.
thing to do? Yeah, and make a not dumb check, right? Like, I don't know.
Are there times in between?
There are both fair points on each side, and they each have their risks, and you guys got to decide which one.
How
you
long
want to
do the
take.
dragons hunt for, DM?
It varies depending on how hungry they are.
It's like
Very
4 to 6 hours a night, because they usually are up for at least 2 rests.
They're usually up for at least 2 rests from what you can tell.
Yeah, but we could take naps while they hunt and then move in the times that both of them don't.
It can be polysleepers.
Exactly.
DM assumption. Well, shit, I don't even have the time frame for it. Never mind. I kind of vote for skirting as we can to. Usually he feeds around 11 to noon, if I recall correctly.
That
The big
is
boy.
the usual.
Yeah, I know it can variate. It's fine. I'd say noon to 9 is our travel time, and that's a low amount of travel time, but it's still our travel time. Then we see what the hunting's like. I may have to do a pass without trace. That's fine. We may have to just be able to find some cover and long rest. And then after the dragons are done fucking all of where we're going up, because we're going to eventually end up in a spot where that place, if we take a rest there, it's going to be fucked up. And we're probably going to be seen. So we rest there. We rest as we get closer. We get more careful with our rests. And then after they're done hunting, we skirt for the morning up until about 11 to noon, take another rest.
I just
Get my
want to
meaning.
add, in case it changes your guys' plans at all, Kothar, the Evergrew Abyss appears to mark the
Okay.
base of Zeltroy's mountain.
Oh.
Oh, I thought his
Ooh.
mountain was to the south near Ophila.
No, his mountain is just essentially the mountain that is at the base of where the Evergrew Abyss is.
Maybe don't go there then.
So if you zoom out on the map, actually, no, it's more south. You're correct. Because I'm looking at the wrong map on mine,
You know what?
but it is close to there.
What
Oh,
if we...
I'd always the way you described it had always been like Ophila High Pass area.
No, his mountain is essentially between the Evergrew Abyss and the Shattered Forest, like where those texts are. Directly in the middle of where that text is in the mountain range is where his mountain.
Damn, that's not even where I thought it was at all. I thought it was a fucking very north above the clearing.
Jesus,
Wow.
none of us had it right. Holy
Nope.
shit.
I always
I had it right.
described it as if the river looked like it traveled towards the mountain.
How about this? What if we go steal from the Zeltroy? That could be fun.
Oh.
I think
What
you
if-
may have had too much to drink already, Fane.
As I put my bottle down, he's predictable. He falls for the weakness of the great. He's lazy. He comes out the same time every day. All you have to do is hold up a sundial, and you'll know how to kill him or get him or steal from him or whatever.
He doesn't hunt
It's
every
easy.
day.
Well, we wait and we know exactly how long he goes, and we pop in, take a few things, get out. Why not?
Not sure I'm interested in fucking with a dragon that destroyed our entire ship when we first came here.
I think that's the perfect reason to fuck with him. He nearly killed our friends.
I totally agree he nearly killed our friends, and that was a whole boat. I am one humanoid person. I mean, were you above water when the boat was sundered? When the ship was sundered? It was...
I mostly don't remember. I think I got a minor concussion. It was from a spar. But, I mean, even the weakness of the great is that they don't pay attention to the small details. It's highly likely.
I'm
We
all
could-
for fucking with Zeltroy, but my problem is the only people, depending on whether or not they are friendly to us, which I'm led to believe so far they won't be, but so was I about Sangara, right, Fane? Is the only people who know Zeltroy well are the people of Ophila. And I think, at this moment, I agree with Zamira, they're assholes. But we were told the exact same thing by Trasana. So, I think if we're going to fuck with Zeltroy, let's talk to his friends first, because they're going to know him best. I don't want to get somewhere and then watch us all get obliterated by ending up in the wrong spot.
I mean, I very much don't want to be obliterated, but to steal from this dragon would be a fine thing.
Trust me, I want to do it too.
We may have already stolen a great deal from him when we were in the water temple. We don't know who that gold belonged to.
So, Shattered Forest then, and I'll start awkwardly creeping my way north.
Leave it up to a group vote. We travel in east, we travel in west, back to the Felmwood Canal and circle around. Left crescent or right crescent?
I mean, right crescent but depending on which way we go, I feel like going directly east is more efficient.
I would say we stick close to the river. Let's follow the basin. Things wash up on shore. Could be interesting.
So, just to make it perfectly clear, we're scratching off the Evergrew Abyss.
I guess for now.
Yeah. Some things can be helped. Cowards.
Why don't
I'll
we-
start walking.
I didn't want to turn you guys away from it. I just wanted to give you some info on how close it is.
I feel like we understand the risks of going this way.
Okay.
Why don't
But-
we work with what we find?
Yeah.
Fine.
Let's
Because
do
we
it.
We don't know until we see it. This is just a map. Maps can be wrong. And if I'm wrong about this river crossing, we are well and truly fucked.
Well, we're just delayed, I think.
Are we
few
staying
days.
near the river, or would you like to hug the cliff face? 'Cause I think that might provide us some measure of safety.
Why don't we journey enough to where the cliff gets closest to the basin and make a decision? Shall we?
Let's do it.
Sure,
See which one
I like
gives us more visual cover.
I'll lead us that way.
I will help with that, I guess.
Did you
It's
guys set
basically
out on
just-
your journey?
Mhm.
Or we're in it session.
Ah,
Oh,
Bum, bada bum, bum.
Matt, don't fuck with me.
What?
Nothing. 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 At all.
he's asking for a level up.
I know what he's asking for.
Y'all are gonna make it never happen. Matt, I think you're amazing and you don't have to ever give us a level up.
Guys,
What kind of cookies do you like, Matt? I'm pretty good at baking cookies.
I'm not trying to be the asshole DM and not give you your level up, because you did just complete something huge, which definitely warrants a milestone, but you did just get a level 3 sessions ago.
Was it 3?
It's only
I think
3
it was-
sessions ago.
I think it was
4.
I think it was
Because we had
5
2 in the
sessions
same
ago.
week.
Yeah, let's just keep
I
adding
don't know,
on.
Matt. I can't count, so it's fine.
All right. I guess it just feels, because we roleplay for so long, it feels like so much as time has passed.
And the roleplay
Mhm.
adds to your guys' milestone to help you level up. You guys are doing an enormous and a great job, but not gonna give it to you that easy.
Look at I'm so thank you, Fantasy Animal Vegan. Look
Matt,
at
I
this
like
look
your
at this
shorts too. Give him a level.
I was literally, as they were talking to Maeve, I was struggling with the decision to take a rogue level or a fighter level, because I was like, "Ah, it's happening right here. This is it." I believed it so much.
Stop edging them.
Oh, kinky.
That's a nasty 20.
Oh,
Okay. Say
The
goodbye
slap-
here.
that's
sloppy
enough
top
for us
20.
tonight. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Check out our VODs. Get caught up on the
Nope.
on all of the campaigns. If you don't know, we run 3 different campaigns here. We run a Monday night campaign, a now Wednesday night campaign, and a Friday night campaign. Although our Friday night campaign only plays every other week, but our Monday and our Wednesday nights play every week.
But our Friday night campaign is on this week. So
Friday night campaign is on this week.
it's
and
not every other week yet until you watch the next episode, and then it will be the every other week.
that is
Can I just
fair.
say that I had an idea? You know how you have that reward for the Twitch subscribers?
Yeah, they're
that
not
they
giving
can
you
make
a
an
level up.
NPC, but they could though.
What
Sure.
if it's like something crazy, like 200,000
For
points?
No,
one
like
for 1 million
40
points.
or 50.
For 1 million
Alright.
points, chat can give you a level up.
Add
Okay.
it, you Matt. Add it. Add it. Add it. Add it.
Please. Please.
Can we use
Instant
our own
level up.
points towards that?
And players
has to
can
be
and
instant.
players cannot redeem them.
I don't
That
care.
makes
Give us the hope.
Insane.
Just give us the hope. 1 million point goal.
Not a million.
No, like 50,000.
20,000.
1 million. Guys,
A million.
have a good
I'll take a
night.
million.
20,000.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Matt.
Bye.